Close your eyes and let the modern world fade away. Let the hum of electricity, the glow of your phone, and the rush of today dissolve into a soft, gray mist. Tonight, we journey back, across the decades, across the centuries, to a time of flickering gas lamps and heavy stone hearths. You might think the world of the Gilded Age is long gone, but it still echoes in the quiet rhythm of a winter night. In this slow exploration, we will follow the path of a single carriage, moving through the fog of 1890. There is no rush, no excitement, just the steady, rhythmic pulse of history. Stay with us as we settle into the long, slow story of the ballrooms and the quiet falls from grace. Imagine you are standing on a street corner in Manhattan in the deep heart of 1892. The year is ending, and the air is crisp and cool. It carries the scent of wood smoke from 1,000 chimneys, and the damp, earthy smell of wet cobblestones. It is nearly midnight, a time when the city begins to breathe in a different way. The loud shouts of the day are gone. The heavy wagons of the merchants have retired. From the darkness of a side street, a sound begins to emerge. A slow, steady, rhythmic sound. Clip, clop, clip, clop. It is the sound of a midnight carriage, a heavy brougham made of polished black wood, pulling through the mist. The wheels turn slowly, muffled by the dampness of the stones. A soft, shushing sound as rubber-lined wheels meet the wet ground. Shh, shh, shh. Inside the carriage, the world is made of velvet and silence. It is a small, private room, moving through a public world. A woman sits in the shadows, her back against the deep blue upholstery. She is draped in layers of heavy silk and satin, a gown that cost more than a family earns in a lifetime. The fabric rustles with a gentle, sighing sound with every slight tilt of the coach. Swish, swish, swish. She is returning from a ball, a night of gold and diamonds and forced smiles. But here, in the dark, the mask can finally rest. The occasional glow of a gas street lamp passes by the window, casting a long, amber shadow across her tired face. For a second, you see the sparkle of a diamond necklace, then, the darkness returns, cool, protective, and heavy. Feel the gentle swaying of the carriage. It moves on its leather suspension with a slow, rocking motion. Like a cradle, moving back and forth. Rocking you, soothing you, deeper into the quiet. The carriage moves north, leaving the noise of the lower docks behind, heading toward the silent giants of Fifth Avenue. The fog wraps around the limestone walls of the mansions, like a soft, wool blanket. The world is losing its sharp edges. The corners of the buildings blur into the sky. Everything is softening. Focus only on the heartbeat of the horse's hooves. Clip, clop, clip, clop. It is the only clock that matters now. A clock that tells you there is nothing to do, nowhere else to be. You are a passenger in time, safe and drifting. The leather straps of the carriage creak ever so softly, a sound that hasn't been heard in 100 years. It is the sound of handcrafted wood and polished brass. Creak, creak. It is a peaceful sound, a sound of weight and stability. The scent inside the carriage is comforting, a mix of old leather, lavender sachets hidden in the pockets, and the faint, cold smell of the winter air creeping through the glass. It is a private sanctuary, a tiny bubble of peace, moving through a city of ambition. The woman closes her eyes, feeling the weight of her tiara. It is a crown of cold stones, beautiful, but oh, so heavy. The performance of the evening is finally over. The whispers, the dances, the careful movements, they are all behind her now. Her breathing slows down, matching the slow rotation of the wheels. In and out. In and out. The street lamps are further apart now, as the carriage enters the residential heart of the elite. The darkness between the lamps grows longer and deeper. You find yourself waiting for the darkness. It feels like a cool cloth pressed against a tired mind. As the carriage reaches the massive iron gates of a private estate, the sound of the journey changes. The hoofs move from the hard cobblestone to the soft gravel of the driveway. A muffled, crunching sound. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The world becomes even quieter now. The carriage comes to a gentle, rolling stop. There is no jolt, just a slow, fading of motion. Silence settles over the driveway, thick, absolute, and heavy. The house stands before you, a mountain of stone and shadow, 5 stories of silent history. Its windows are dark, like eyes that have finally closed for the night. The horse exhales a long, misty breath into the cold air. You can see the white puff of air dissolve into the fog. For a long moment, no one moves. The driver stays on his high seat, wrapped in his heavy wool coat. The world is frozen in time. You feel a sense of profound stillness, as if the world itself has stopped turning, just to let you rest. The journey has brought you exactly where you need to be. There is no need to step out into the cold. You can stay here, in the warmth of the shadows. The Gilded Age was a time of bright, blinding lights, but its nights were made of velvet. The women who lived in these palaces, who wore these diamonds, were just like you. They were searching for this very moment of silence. A moment where they were not a socialite, or a wife, or a symbol of wealth. A moment where they were simply still. The mist is thickening now, hiding the mansion, hiding the gates, hiding the carriage. Everything is fading into a soft, gray dream. The sounds of the horse, the smell of the leather, the rustle of the silk, it all begins to blend together. Your eyes are heavy now, so very heavy. Like the silk curtains that block out the moon. Like the damp, heavy air of a century ago. Sleep is a carriage, and it has arrived at your door. It is lined with the softest memories, and the quietest thoughts. It is ready to take you away, to a place where there are no debts, no worries, and no noise. Listen one last time, to the distant echo of hooves on the pavement, far, far away. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Fainter now. Almost gone. The city is asleep, the ballrooms are dark, the candles have burned down to nothing. And you are drifting. Drifting into the velvet night. Drifting into the peace of the past. Good night, traveler. Sleep well, in the silent heart of history. Now that the carriage has come to a rest, and the mist has settled over the streets, let us turn our gaze upward. To the silent guardians of the night. The limestone giants of Fifth Avenue. These are not just houses, they are mountains of stone, carved by the hands of 1,000 craftsmen, standing tall against the dark New York sky. As you breathe in the cool, night air, feel the stillness of the masonry, the cold, solid weight of history that surrounds you. There is no rush, the city has gone quiet, and the stone is ready to tell its story. Stay with us as we walk past the iron gates and into the shadows of the gilded palaces. Look closely at the walls, rising up into the fog. Vast blocks of Indiana limestone, smooth as silk to the touch, yet harder than time itself. In the moonlight, the stone glows with a pale, ghostly light, like the surface of a distant planet. You can see the intricate carvings, the faces of lions, the wreaths of stone flowers, and the heavy, overhanging cornices. Every inch was designed to impress, to intimidate, and to endure. But tonight, they are simply silent witnesses to a world that is slowly drifting toward sleep. Listen to the silence of the stone, a deep, hollow, comforting silence. As you walk slowly along the sidewalk, your footsteps make no sound on the velvet thick mist. To your left stands a chateau that looks as if it were plucked from the Loire Valley and placed in the heart of Manhattan. Its towers reach up into the clouds, hidden from view, while its massive oak doors remain tightly shut. Behind those doors lie halls of marble and gold, but out here, there is only the cold, gray beauty of the exterior. The windows are tall and narrow, framed by heavy stone arches. They are dark now, reflecting nothing but the void of the night. Imagine the weight of all that stone, pressing down into the earth, anchoring this moment in time. The air here feels different, colder, and more still. The giants are so close together that they create a canyon of silence. A place where the wind whispers in the eaves, a long, low, whistling sound.
Hoo! Hoo!
It is the breath of the past, moving through the gargoyles and the stone balconies. Feel the scale of it all. You are small, and the world is vast, and the stone is eternal. This realization does not bring fear, but a strange sense of relief. You are not responsible for these giants. You are simply a guest in their shadow, free to drift, free to observe, free to let go. Look at the ironwork of the fences, cold, black, and sharp. Each spike is a masterpiece of fire and hammer, standing guard over the private gardens. Behind the iron, the dormant rose bushes are wrapped in burlap for the winter, looking like small, silent ghosts. The fountain in the courtyard has been drained, its marble basin filled with a thin layer of frost. Everything is waiting. Waiting for a spring that is still months away. But for now, the waiting is enough. There is a deep peace in the waiting, in the stillness of the garden, in the frozen breath of the statues. On the corner, a mansion of red brick and white marble stands like a sentinel. Its wide steps are swept clean, even at this hour. Imagine the thousands of feet that have climbed those steps, the rustle of expensive gowns, the click of polished boots. All those stories, all those lives, now held within the cold embrace of the brick. The giants do not forget. They hold the heat of the summer sun, and the chill of the winter frost, deep within their bones. And tonight, they are radiating that chill, a clean, sharp, refreshing cold that clears your mind and settles your spirit. As you continue your slow walk, the mansions seem to grow taller, and the mist seems to grow thicker. You are moving into the heart of the dream. The details of the carvings begin to blur. The lion's manes become soft clouds, the stone flowers become shadows. You are no longer looking at houses, you are looking at the very idea of permanence. In a world that changes so fast, these limestone giants stand still. They do not move. They do not hurry. They simply are. Let their stillness become your stillness. Let their weight ground your thoughts. Your breathing is slow now, rhythmic and deep, matching the slow pulse of the city's stone heart. In and out. In and out. The sky above Fifth Avenue is a deep, bruised purple, fading into black. The stars are hidden, but you know they are there, watching over the giants. You feel a sense of belonging here, in the quiet, in the dark, in the shadow of the great houses. There is no one to judge you, no one to see you. You are just a shadow among shadows, drifting past the gates of history. The giants are leaning in now, whispering secrets of the families who built them. Stories of wealth that felt like it would never end, and the quiet, creeping realization that nothing lasts forever. But the stone remains. Even when the ballrooms go dark, and the bank accounts go empty, the limestone stays. It is a comforting thought that something remains behind. A legacy of beauty, a monument to a dream. As you reach the end of the block, look back one last time at the row of mansions. They are disappearing into the fog, one by one, fading away like a memory. Your journey through the streets of the giants is coming to an end, but the story is only beginning. The night is still long, and the world is still quiet. Your eyes are heavier now, pulled down by the weight of the stone and the softness of the mist. You are ready to leave the street and enter the inner chambers of the mind. The silence of the giants follows you, a heavy, protective, velvet silence. Sleep is calling, from the dark windows, from the quiet gardens, from the deep foundations of the earth. Drift now, away from the limestone, away from the iron, and into the clouds. The giants are watching over you, their stone faces calm and serene. There is nothing left to see, nothing left to hear, but the sound of your own breath. The city is a ghost, the past is a dream, and you are safe. Safe in the shadow of the giants. Safe in the heart of the night. Good night, traveler. Let the stone keep your secrets while you find your rest. Close your eyes once more and breathe in deeply. Can you feel it? The air has changed. We have left the cold mist of the street behind and stepped through the massive oak doors of a world that no longer exists. This is the foyer of a gilded palace, a place where the air itself tells a story. It is the scent of ambition, a heavy, lingering, complicated aroma that fills the lungs and slows the mind. There is no rush here, only the long, slow passage of time and the fragrance of 1,000 secrets. Stay with us as we linger in the shadows of the grand hall, and let the scent of the past carry you toward sleep. Take a slow breath and notice the first layer of this world. It is the scent of imported lilies. Thousands of them, arranged in massive crystal vases, their white petals glowing like silk in the dim light. Their fragrance is thick, sweet, and almost overwhelming. It is the smell of a garden brought indoors, a nature that has been tamed by wealth. The sweetness hangs in the air, cool and floral, drifting through the marble columns. Imagine the petals, soft, heavy, and perfect. They do not wilt here, they only exist to fill the room with their perfume, before being replaced by the next bloom. Breathe it in, sweet, slow, and steady. Underneath the flowers, there is another scent, deeper and more mysterious. It is the aroma of expensive French perfume, left behind by the women who passed through this hall hours ago. A ghost of jasmine, a hint of rose, and the sharp, powdery finish of iris. It lingers on the velvet curtains, and hides in the corners of the ceiling. It is the scent of elegance, and the scent of a mask. Each woman wore her perfume like armor, an invisible layer of status that moved with her. Now, those women are gone, but their essence remains, a fading memory in the still air. It is a soft, floral trail, leading you deeper into the house, and deeper into your own dreams. As you move further into the hall, the air becomes warmer. You can smell the faint, comforting aroma of beeswax. Hundreds of candles have burned down in the chandeliers above, their golden wax dripping slowly and hardening into tiny sculptures. The scent is earthy, honey-like, and ancient. It reminds you of old libraries and quiet cathedrals. It is a clean smell, a smell of light that has finally gone out. Mixing with the beeswax is the scent of polished wood. Rare mahogany, dark walnut, and aged oak. The wood has been rubbed with oils for decades, giving it a deep, rich, spicy fragrance. It smells of stability, of deep roots, and of a house that intends to stand forever. Breathe out slowly, and feel the weight of the air. There is a metallic tang here too, the faint scent of cold silver and polished brass. It is the smell of the ornaments, the frames, the handles, and the trays. It is a sharp, clean scent that cuts through the sweetness of the lilies. It reminds you that this beauty was built with industry, with steel, and with fire. But here, in the quiet night, the metal is silent. It reflects the moonlight, cold and silver, adding its own mineral note to the symphony of smells. Everything is balanced, the sweet, the earthy, and the cold. It is a perfect harmony, designed to soothe the restless soul. Deep in the background, there is a whisper of wood smoke. A fire is dying in the great hearth of the library, its embers glowing like tiny orange stars. The scent of charred oak and fading hickory drifts through the open doors. It is the smell of a home, but a home on a scale that is hard to imagine. The smoke is not harsh, it is a mellow, hazy fragrance, like the breath of a sleeping giant. It wraps around you, warm and smoky, making your limbs feel heavy, making your eyelids feel like lead. You are surrounded by the warmth of the hearth and the coolness of the marble. A perfect, gentle contrast. Now, notice the scent of the fabrics. The heavy, dust-free smell of velvet draperies. The crisp, clean scent of linen. And the faint, animal musk of expensive furs, draped over a chair in the corner. It is a rich, dense smell, the smell of textures that have never known the touch of a common hand. The fabrics absorb the perfume, the smoke, and the flowers, creating a unique atmosphere. The scent of a dynasty. It is a heavy blanket of aroma, pressing you down into the plush cushions of the sofa. You are sinking, slowly, into the layers of the past. The scent of ambition is not just about beauty, it is about power. It is the smell of a world that refused to settle for less than everything. But tonight, the ambition is at rest. The deals have been made, the guests have departed, and only the fragrance remains. It is a ghost of a scent, a hauntingly beautiful reminder of what was. Let it wash over you like a slow-moving tide. Each breath you take brings you closer to the heart of the mansion, and each breath pulls you further away from the worries of your own life. You are breathing in the 19th century and breathing out the 21st. The air is becoming still now, almost stagnant. The scents are blending together into a single, indistinct, comforting cloud. The lilies, the beeswax, the wood smoke, the perfume. They are no longer separate, they are one. A soft, gray, fragrant fog that fills your mind. You can no longer tell where the room ends and where you begin. You are part of the air. You are part of the scent. You are drifting like a petal falling from a lily, slowly spiraling toward the floor. There is no sound, only the fragrance of the night. Your breathing is very slow now. Long, deep, and effortless. The scent of ambition has become a scent of peace, a scent of finality. The house is quiet, the giants are sleeping, and the air is heavy with the weight of dreams. You are safe here, in the golden cage, wrapped in the perfume of history. There is nothing left to do but breathe and fade. Let the scent carry you across the threshold of the waking world and into the deep, dark, fragrant forest of sleep. Drift now through the marble halls, past the silent flowers, past the dying fires, into the velvet darkness where the only scent is the scent of rest. The night is yours. The silence is yours. The past is yours. Good night, traveler. Breathe deep and let go. Close your eyes once more and let your mind settle into the deep, velvet shadows of the grand staircase. We have breathed in the scent of the house, and now we must meet the mind behind the empire. The architect of status. In the Gilded Age, power was not always found in the banks of Wall Street or the smoke-filled rooms of politics. Real power, the kind that could make or break a name in a single breath, lived here. In the hands of the matriarchs. Women who built empires out of guest lists and fortresses out of ballrooms. There is no rush. The music has stopped, and the rulers are at rest. Stay with us as we explore the quiet, iron-willed world of the women who designed a society. Imagine a woman sitting in a high-backed silk chair, deep in the quiet of her private boudoir. The clock on the mantel ticks with a slow, steady, rhythmic beat. Tick-tock, tick-tock. This is the heart of the machine. She does not need a scepter or a crown. She has a small, leather-bound book and a silver pen. The social register. In this book, names are written and names are erased. Every stroke of her pen is a decision, a calculation, a brick in the wall of her dynasty. Feel the stillness of her room, the heavy curtains blocking out the world, leaving only the quiet focus of a mind that never sleeps. She is the architect, and the world is her blueprint. Think of the discipline it took to hold this world together. A world where a single mistake, a wrong word, a dress out of season, could mean social death. She moved through the ballrooms like a general, her eyes seeing everything, yet revealing nothing. Her back was always straight, held up by corsets of whalebone, and a will of iron. Even now, in the silence of the night, you can almost feel that presence. A lingering energy of control and perfection. It is a heavy weight, but also a comforting one. Because in her world, everything had a place. Everything was orderly. Everything was certain. Breathe in that certainty and let it ground you. The architect did not build with stone, she built with rules. The rule of the 400. The rule of who could speak and who must listen. She designed the rituals of the afternoon tea and the etiquette of the midnight supper. To the outsider, it seemed like a game of glitter. But to her, it was a wall. A wall built to protect her family, her children, and the gold they had fought so hard to win. Imagine the quiet nights she spent, planning the seating charts for a dinner of 60. Each name placed with the precision of a diamond cutter. If you sit very still, you can almost hear the soft, dry sound of the invitation cards being sorted. Shuff, shuff, shuff. A sound of destiny being decided in the dark. But there is a loneliness in this power, a silence that even the grandest ballroom cannot fill. To be the architect is to be the guard at the gate. She could never truly let her guard down, even with her own daughters. She was teaching them to be architects too. Teaching them that their value lay in their poise, their silence, and their ability to command a room without saying a word. As you drift deeper, think of the woman behind the title. Beyond the pearls and the Worth gowns. Was she tired of the walls she built? Did she ever wish to step out of the limestone giant and disappear into the fog? We will never know. She left only the silence of her legacy and the heavy, still air of her empire. The power of the matriarch was a quiet power. It didn't shout, it whispered. It was found in the way she held her fan, the way she tilted her head, the way she entered a room. It was a performance that lasted a lifetime. And tonight, the theater is dark. The audience has gone home. The architect is finally alone with her thoughts. The house is quiet, the servants have retreated to the upper floors, and the only sound is the settling of the stone foundations. A deep, low, creaking sound. The house is breathing with her. In and out. In and out. The weight of status is a heavy blanket, and tonight it is pulling her, and you, into the deep. Focus on the shadows in the corner of the hall. They are long and elegant, like the lives of the women who walked here. The architect knew that shadows were just as important as the light. She knew how to hide the flaws, how to mask the bankruptcies, and how to keep the scandals in the dark. She was the master of appearances. But in the middle of the night, the appearances don't matter. The diamonds are locked in the safe. The silk is hung in the wardrobe. The truth is just a woman, in a quiet room, listening to the wind. Let that truth be your guide. There is nothing to perform, nothing to prove, nothing to hide. You are just a soul, in the vast, silent house of history. Your limbs are feeling heavier now, like the carved oak furniture of the boudoir. Your thoughts are moving slowly, like the ink from the architect's pen. The world she built was a golden cage, but even a cage can be a place of rest when the doors are locked. You are safe within the rules. You are safe within the walls. The architect has finished her work for the day. The guest list is complete. The future is secured. Now, even the architect must sleep. Even the mind that designed a society must surrender to the dark. The fog from the street is creeping through the cracks in the window frames, cooling the air and softening the memories. The limestone giants are standing guard, and the architect is dreaming of a world where there are no rules. A world made of mist and light and freedom. You are drifting with her, away from the status, away from the names, away from the gold. You are becoming a shadow in the grand hall, moving silently, effortlessly, toward the edge of the world. The clock on the mantle is fading now. Its tick is becoming a heartbeat. Your heartbeat. Slow, steady, and peaceful. The house is a shell, and you are the pearl inside. Protected, quiet, and still. The architect of status has closed her book. The silver pen is at rest. The night is absolute. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the world that was built for you. Sleep in the silence of the giants. Good night, architect. Good night, dreamer. The mind of the architect is at rest, the status is secured, and now, let us feel the very fabric of this world. The Worth gowns. Imagine you are standing in a candlelit dressing room, where the walls are lined with mirrors of heavy gold. Before you, hanging on a silk-covered form, is a masterpiece from the House of Worth in Paris. It is not just a dress, it is a sculpture made of light, shadow, and impossible luxury. In this quiet moment, there is no noise, no crowds, only the soft, ghost-like rustle of silk against silk. Stay with us, as we touch the velvet, trace the lace, and lose ourselves in the heavy, beautiful folds of the Gilded Age. Close your eyes, and hear that sound. A sound that has disappeared from our modern world. The rustle. Swish, swish, swish. It is the sound of 5 layers of heavy, cream-colored silk moving together. A sound like a long, slow intake of breath. The gown is heavy, weighted with history and silver thread. Imagine your hand reaching out, slowly, through the dim light, to touch the bodice. It is cold to the touch, covered in thousands of tiny, hand-stitched seed pearls. Each pearl was sewn by a girl in a quiet room in Paris, her fingers moving in the same rhythm as your breathing now. Slow, steady, and calm. Feel the texture of the silk velvet. It is thick, dense, and as soft as a dream. It drinks in the candlelight, creating deep, dark shadows in every fold. Trace the line of the waist, where the corset underneath creates a shape of impossible elegance. The fabric is pulled tight, firm, and unchanging. It is a cage of beauty, a structure that demands poise. As you move your hand down, you feel the weight of the train. 6 feet of heavy satin, trailing behind like a river of moonlight. It is lined with stiff buckram and delicate lace, hidden from the world, yet perfect in every detail. Perfection, even where no one can see it. Breathe in the stillness of the fabric. Think of the color. It is not a simple white, but a rich, glowing ivory, like the surface of an old piano key. Under the gaslight, it turns to gold. In the shadows, it turns to silver. There are highlights of pale blue silk, embroidered into the shape of forgotten flowers. forget-me-nots, roses, and lilies trailing across the shoulders. The embroidery is so fine, you cannot see the stitches. It looks as if the flowers simply grew there, born from the silk itself. It is a garden that never dies, a garden of thread and patience. Focus on one single flower, one tiny petal of silk, and let your mind drift into its softness. The gown carries a scent, a faint memory of the woman who wore it. A hint of dried violets, and the cold, metallic smell of the silver thread. It smells of cedar chests, and grand ballrooms, and the quiet, lonely hours of waiting. Imagine the woman stepping into this gown. It takes 3 maids to lift the weight. They pull the laces, tighten the hooks, and smooth the silk. It is a ritual of transformation. Once she is inside, she is no longer just a person. She is a monument. She is the House of Vanderbilt or the House of Astor. She is a queen of the limestone giant. But tonight, the gown is empty. It hangs in the silence, a beautiful shell, waiting for a ghost. Listen to the silence of the dressing room. The only sound is the settling of the floorboards and the distant, muffled chime of a clock. The gown catches a stray beam of moonlight from the window. The pearls glow like tiny, cold stars. The lace is so delicate, it looks like frozen breath on a winter pane. If you listen very closely, you can almost hear the heartbeat of the past, trapped within the silk. A slow, steady thump, thump. It is the heartbeat of a world that valued beauty above all else. A world that built fortresses out of satin and shields out of lace. Your limbs are feeling heavy now, as heavy as the velvet of the train. You feel as if you are being wrapped in layers of soft, cool, protective fabric. The room is growing darker, and the gown is becoming a shadow. A soft, shimmering shadow that watches over your sleep. There is no need to move, no need to dress, no need to perform. You are free from the corset, free from the weight, free from the rules. You are only the softness, only the silence. Let the rustle of the silk be the sound of your dreams. Swish, swish, swish. It is the sound of the tide, pulling you away from the shore of the waking world. The house of worth is dark now, and the seamstresses have gone home. The grand ballrooms are empty, and the gowns are tucked away in cedar-lined wardrobes. But in the quiet of your mind, the silk still shines. The pearls still glow. The lace still whispers its secrets. You are drifting through a forest of satin, a labyrinth of lace, where every path leads to rest. The weight of the world is lifting, replaced by the lightness of a dream. You are floating, like a loose thread in the wind, moving slowly, aimlessly, toward the stars. The ivory silk is fading into the gray mist of the night. The gold embroidery is becoming the light of the moon. The dress is dissolving, and you are dissolving with it. There is no more stone, no more status, no more ambition. There is only the feeling of being held by something soft and ancient and beautiful. The Worth gown has finished its dance. The music has faded to a hum. And you are safe in the folds of history. Safe in the velvet dark. Breathe in one last time the scent of the violets and the silk. Breathe out the noise of the modern world. The giants are standing guard, the architect is sleeping, and the gown is a memory. Sleep, traveler. Wrap yourself in the silence. Cover yourself with the shadows. Good night, seamstress. Good night, queen. Good night, dreamer. The silk of the gowns has faded into the shadows, and the rustle of the fabric is now just a memory. But as we move deeper into the mansion, past the silent ballrooms, we encounter a different kind of luxury. A fragile, living, impossible beauty. The $1,000 orchid. Imagine stepping out of the cold marble halls and into a room made entirely of glass. The air is different here, warm, heavy, and damp. It is the scent of the tropics, trapped in a winter palace. Before you, under the pale light of the moon, stands a single flower, so rare, so delicate, that it cost more than a common man's home. Stay with us as we watch the silver dew drip from the petals and lose ourselves in the slow, quiet growth of the Gilded Age gardens. Close your eyes and feel the humidity of the conservatory. It is a soft, moist warmth that wraps around your skin like a damp cloth. Outside, the winter wind is howling against the glass, but in here, it is a permanent summer. Listen to the sound of the silence. It is not an empty silence, but a living one. The faint, rhythmic drip of water, falling from a glass pane onto a broad, green leaf. Drip, drip, drip. It is a sound that marks the passage of time in a world where there is no hurry. Here, in the heart of the limestone giant, nature has been captured and placed under a bell jar. Look at the orchid. It hangs from a basket of moss and ancient wood, its roots reaching out into the humid air like silver fingers. The petals are not a simple color. They are a map of the exotic world. A deep, bruised purple, fading into a pale, ghostly white. There are tiny, dark spots, like freckles of velvet, scattered across the center. It looks as if it were painted by a master, but the paint is alive. It is a flower that does not belong in New York. It was brought here from the steaming jungles of the Amazon, or the misty mountains of the east, hidden in a wooden crate, carried across the salt spray of the ocean. All for a single night of display, on a table covered in damask silk. Think of the cost of such beauty. $1,000 in 1890. A small fortune for a single stem. It represents the ultimate power of the Gilded Age, the power to command nature itself to bloom out of season, to make the rare commonplace. And yet, despite the money, despite the glass walls and the steam heat, the orchid is fragile. It does not care for the gold or the status. It only cares for the light and the moisture. Trace the curve of its stem with your mind. It is thin, graceful, and strong. It bends under the weight of its own blossom, a heavy, perfect weight. Like the head of a dreamer, nodding in the dark. The leaves of the orchid are long, thick, and dark green. They feel like cool leather between your fingers. They are the anchors for this delicate beauty. Imagine the gardener moving silently through this glass house at 4 in the morning. His lantern casts long, dancing shadows against the tropical ferns. He checks the temperature, he mists the air, he whispers to the blooms. He is the secret keeper of the Gilded Age. While the masters of the house are sleeping in their velvet beds, he is here, in the damp earth and the green light, ensuring that the orchid lives for one more day. His movements are slow, careful, and rhythmic. the same rhythm you are feeling now. Breathe in the scent of the orchid. It is not a loud fragrance, not like the lilies in the hall. It is a subtle, mysterious scent. A mix of vanilla, damp earth, and something metallic. It smells of secrets and faraway places. It smells of the deep, dark forests where the sun never touches the ground. As you breathe it in, let your mind travel away from the city, away from the mansions, and into the green heart of the world. You are no longer in a room of glass. You are floating in a canopy of trees where the only sound is the breath of the jungle and the slow, heavy drip of the rain. Focus on the dewdrop clinging to the very tip of the orchid's petal. It is a perfect sphere of water, reflecting the entire room in miniature. It holds the moonlight and the shadows of the palms. It hangs there, defying gravity, for a long, suspended moment. And then it falls. It disappears into the moss, leaving no trace. Everything in this world is like that dewdrop. The money, the parties, the mansions, they are all hanging by a thread. Beautiful, expensive, and temporary. But for now, the dewdrop is still there. And the orchid is still blooming. And you are still here, safe in the warmth of the glass. The light in the conservatory is changing. The moon has moved behind a cloud, and the green leaves have turned to black. The orchid is now just a pale, shimmering shape in the dark. It looks like a moth, frozen in mid-flight. Or a white hand reaching out from the shadows. There is a deep, profound peace in this darkness. The heat of the room is making your limbs feel heavy, as if you are sinking into the damp moss yourself. You are becoming part of the garden. Your thoughts are like the vines, slow, winding, and aimless. You are growing into the silence. Think of the $1,000 orchid, not as a symbol of greed, but as a symbol of a dream. A dream of holding on to something perfect, even if just for a moment. The Gilded Age was a world of collectors, people who wanted to own the rarest things on earth. But you cannot own the orchid. You can only witness it. You can only sit with it in the dark and listen to its silent pulse. It does not ask anything of you. It does not need your status or your name. It only asks that you breathe with it. Slow and deep. Slow and deep. The glass walls are cold now, but the air inside remains warm. The steam pipes hum a low, vibrating note, a sound that settles in your chest. It is the sound of the house's heart beating in the basement. It is a mechanical lullaby, a song of iron and water, that keeps the tropical dream alive. Let that hum vibrate through you, calming your nerves, smoothing your thoughts. The world outside is frozen, but you are in a sanctuary of green. You are in a cage of glass, but the cage is filled with life. Your eyelids are so heavy now, like the petals of the orchid at the end of the night. They are closing, slowly, petal by petal. The scent of the damp earth is pulling you down, toward the ground, toward the roots, toward the long, deep sleep of the earth. There is no more New York. There is no more 1890. There is only the warmth, and the green shadow, and the drip, drip, drip of the water. You are drifting, like a seed on the wind, looking for a place to land. The gardener has blown out his lantern, and the conservatory is pitch black. The orchid is alone now, breathing in the dark. It is waiting for the sun, but the sun is many hours away. You are waiting for the dreams, and the dreams are already here. They are wrapping around you like the vines, soft, cool, and protective. Let them take you. Let them carry you into the deep, green silence. The $1,000 orchid has finished its day. The glass house is still. And you are finally at rest. Good night, gardener. Good night, flower. Good night, dreamer. Sleep in the warmth of the glass. Sleep in the heart of the orchid. Sleep in the long, slow story of the night. The warmth of the glass conservatory is fading behind us, and the scent of the damp earth is replaced by something sharper, something more electric. We are moving back toward the center of the mansion, toward the light, toward the music. The waltz of expectations. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a vast, polished ballroom. The floor is a sea of inlaid oak and mahogany, buffed until it reflects the 1,000 candles above like a dark mirror. In this room, the air is filled with a low, humming vibration. It is the sound of an orchestra tuning their violins, a long, sustained, hollow note. Stay with us as we watch the circle of the dance and lose ourselves in the slow, repetitive, hypnotic rhythm of the Gilded Age ball. Close your eyes and hear the first note of the waltz. A single, clear vibration from a cello. It is a deep, wooden sound that settles in the base of your spine. Then, the violins join in, rising like a soft mist over the water. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The rhythm is steady. It is a heartbeat. It is the pulse of a society that moves in perfect circles. No one is in a hurry. The dancers do not rush. They glide. Imagine the sound of hundreds of leather-soled shoes sliding across the waxed floor. A soft, rhythmic, brushing sound. Shh, shh, shh. Like the sound of the ocean tide, pulling the sand back into the deep. Look at the dancers. They are moving in a great, swirling circle, a whirlpool of silk and shadow. In the dim light, they do not look like individuals. They look like a single, massive clockwork machine. The men in their stiff, black evening coats, their backs as straight as the marble columns. The women in their Worth gowns, their trains swirling behind them like clouds of ivory and gold. They spin and spin and spin, round and round, in a circle that never seems to end. The movement is hypnotic. It makes your head feel light. It makes your thoughts spin in the same slow, graceful, endless loop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Focus on a single couple, moving past you in the blur. The young debutante, her eyes fixed on her partner's shoulder. She is not looking at the room. She is not looking at the diamonds. She is focused on the expectations. The weight of her family's name, the pressure of the perfect match, the silent rules of the dance. Her hand rests lightly on his sleeve, barely touching the fabric. It is a connection of ghosts. They move together, yet they are miles apart, lost in the silence of their own minds. Feel the coolness of the air as they pass by, a small breeze created by the motion of the silk. A gentle, passing breath of wind. The expectations are heavy, heavier than the stone walls of the mansion. They are the invisible threads that pull the dancer's limbs. Every turn must be perfect. Every smile must be measured. To trip, to miss a step, to lose the rhythm, would be to fall out of the world. But you are not dancing. You are only watching. You are the silent observer, safe in the shadows. You do not have to follow the beat. You do not have to maintain the poise. You can let your shoulders drop. You can let your breath slow down. You can let the rhythm of the waltz carry you, without ever having to move a muscle. The music is growing softer now, as if the orchestra is moving further away. The violins are becoming a faint, silver thread of sound. The cello is a low, distant hum, like a honeybee in a summer garden. The dancers are slowing down. Their circles are becoming wider, lazier, more aimless. The room is beginning to dim. The candles in the great crystal chandeliers have burned low, their flames flickering in the draught. Each flicker casts a long, dancing shadow against the gold-leafed walls. The shadows are dancing too, a slow, silent waltz of their own. They do not need music. They only need the dark. Think of the floor, the vast, dark mirror beneath your feet. It has seen 1,000 balls, 1,000,000 steps. It holds the memory of every waltz ever danced in this house. It is cold, solid, and deep. Imagine lying down on that cool, polished wood, feeling the vibration of the music through the floorboards. A low, resonant, thrumming. It is the sound of history vibrating in the wood. It is a lullaby for the tired, a song for the weary. Let the thrumming fill your head, drowning out the noise of the modern world, drowning out the expectations of tomorrow. The dancers are disappearing now, one by one, into the velvet curtains. The silk gowns are fading into the gray mist. The black coats are melting into the shadows. The ballroom is becoming a hollow, silent cathedral. Only the ghost of the music remains. A faint echo of a waltz, bouncing off the marble. 1, 2, 3. Fainter. 1, 2, 3. Almost gone. The air is becoming still, almost stagnant. The scent of the floor wax, a mix of turpentine and beeswax, is heavy and comforting. It smells of old things, well kept and silent. Your mind is a ballroom now, empty and quiet. The thoughts that were spinning earlier have come to a stop. They are sitting on the velvet benches along the wall, resting in the dark. There is no one left to dance with. There is no one left to watch. There is only the silence of the polished floor, and the distant, muffled ticking of the house's clocks. The Gilded Age is putting itself to bed. The ball is over. The expectations have been met or forgotten. It doesn't matter anymore. The night has taken over. Breathe in the cool, empty air of the ballroom. Feel the stillness in your limbs. You are as heavy as the marble columns. You are as solid as the stone foundations. The music of the waltz is now just the sound of your own breathing. In and out. In and out. The rhythm is the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It is the rhythm of the universe, slow, steady, and eternal. You are drifting on the surface of the dark mirror, floating away from the light, away from the gold. The last candle in the chandelier has flickered out. A tiny, thin trail of white smoke rises into the darkness, curling like a ribbon. The room is pitch black now. You are safe in the center of the silence. The limestone giants are standing guard outside, the architect is dreaming, the Worth gowns are hanging in the dark, and the $1,000 orchid is breathing in the conservatory. Everything is in its place. Everything is at rest. The waltz of expectations has come to its final, long, sustained note. And then, silence. The music is gone. The dance is finished. You are free. Free to sleep. Free to fade. Free to become the night. Sleep, dancer. Sleep, observer. Sleep in the long, slow echo of the ballroom. Good night, New York. Good night, Gilded Age. Good night, dreamer. The music of the ballroom has faded into a distant echo, and the heavy stone walls of Manhattan are beginning to recede. We are moving away from the limestone giants, away from the safety of the foyer, and out toward the vast, gray, eternal horizon. The dollar princesses. Imagine you are standing on the deck of a massive steamship, the Lusitania or the Mauretania, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The air is cold, salt-heavy, and filled with the low, constant, vibrating hum of the ship's engines. Below the deck, in the velvet-lined cabins, are the daughters of the Gilded Age. Young women traded for titles, gold exchanged for ancient names. Stay with us as we watch the dark waves rise and fall, and lose ourselves in the long, slow, lonely journey across the sea. Close your eyes and hear the sound of the ocean. It is not the crashing of waves on a shore, but the deep, hollow, rhythmic thrum of the deep water. Whoosh, hiss, whoosh, hiss. The ship is a floating palace, a tiny spark of light in a desert of black water. Feel the vibration under your feet. A steady, low-frequency hum that never stops. It is a mechanical heartbeat. It settles into your bones, vibrating through the soles of your shoes, up into your chest, calming your pulse. The ship is moving at 20 knots, but here, in the silence of the night, it feels as if you are standing still, suspended between two worlds. Think of the young woman in the stateroom below. She is surrounded by trunks of Worth gowns, and cases of diamonds, and the heavy smell of new leather. She is a dollar princess, a bridge between the new gold of America and the old blood of Europe. She is traveling toward a castle she has never seen, to marry a duke she barely knows. The air in her cabin is still, smelling of expensive lavender and the faint, metallic scent of the sea. She watches the porthole, where the black water reflects nothing but the void. There is no rush to arrive. The ocean is too vast for hurry. There is only the long, slow rocking of the ship. Side to side. Side to side. Like a giant iron cradle, swaying in the dark. The Atlantic is a lonely place at 3 in the morning. Above the deck, the stars are bright, cold, and uncaring. They look down at the steamship, a tiny insect crawling across a mirror of ink. Imagine the white foam, curling away from the bow of the ship. It looks like lace, the same delicate lace of a wedding veil, dissolving into the darkness as soon as it is born. Everything is temporary here. The foam, the wake, the names, the money. Only the ocean is permanent. Deep, cold, and silent. Let the vastness of the water fill your mind. There is no room for worry here. There is no room for noise. There is only the horizon, stretching out forever, in every direction. The dollar princesses were the architect's greatest projects. They were the ultimate exports of the Gilded Age. But as the ship moves further from New York, the power of the matriarchs begins to thin. Out here, in the middle of the sea, the social register doesn't matter. The guest lists don't matter. The status is just a suitcase full of paper. The young woman feels the weight of her future, a crown of cold English stone waiting for her on the other side. But for tonight, she is neither a Vanderbilt nor a duchess. She is just a soul, caught between the stars and the sea. A passenger in the dark. Breathe with her. Slow and deep. In and out. In and out. Listen to the sounds of the ship at night. The distant, muffled clanging of a bell. The creak of the wood paneling as the hull flexes against the waves. Creak, groan, creak. The sound of the wind whistling through the wire rigging. A high, lonely, silver note. These are the songs of the sea. They have been the same for 1,000 years. They do not care about the gold in the hold or the diamonds in the safe. They only care about the rhythm. The steady, unending rhythm of the journey. Let the creaking of the ship be a lullaby. It is the sound of safety. It is the sound of being carried. Think of the castles waiting in the mist of England. Blenheim, Highclere, Marlborough. They are stone giants, older and colder than the mansions of Fifth Avenue. They are waiting to swallow the dollar princesses, to trade their warmth for a title. But that is days away. Between here and there is only the water. 1,000 miles of gray, rolling silence. Imagine the fog rolling across the deck, thick, white, and silent. It swallows the funnels, it swallows the lights, it swallows the ship. You are wrapped in a world of cloud. There is no past, no future, only the white, soft, muffled present. Your body is feeling heavy now, sinking into the plush mattress of the stateroom. The vibration of the engines is like a warm blanket, covering you from head to toe. The rocking of the ocean is becoming your own movement. You are the ship. You are the wave. You are the mist. The expectations of the Gilded Age are falling away, sinking into the deep, dark water behind you. They are becoming small, then invisible, then gone. You are free from the shore. You are free from the land. The young princess closes her eyes in her bunk. She no longer hears the engines. She only hears the heartbeat of the ocean. A slow, deep thumping, far below the surface. It is the sound of the world's beginning. It is the sound of the world's end. She is drifting into a dream of a world without names. A world where gold is just sand, and diamonds are just drops of water. She is falling, slowly, into the blue, silent, eternal dark. You are falling with her. Drifting, away, away, away. The Atlantic is a vast ballroom of shadows. The stars are the only candles. The wind is the only music. And the dance is the slow, eternal rise and fall of the tide. There is no one to watch. There is no one to judge. The dollar princess has finished her journey for the night. The ship is a ghost in the fog. The engines are a whisper. And the ocean is a mother, rocking her children to sleep. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow swells of a calm sea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is at rest. The limestone giants are 1,000 miles away. The architect is a memory. The gowns are locked in trunks. There is only the sea, the salt, the fog, and the dark. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the heart of the ocean. Sleep in the arms of the mist. Good night, princess. Good night, ship. Good night, dreamer. The vast, salt-heavy mist of the Atlantic is fading now, and the rhythmic thrum of the steamship is becoming a memory. We are returning to the land, but the land has changed. The limestone giants still stand, but they are no longer as solid as they once seemed. The hidden cracks. Imagine you are walking through a grand library at 3 in the morning. The fire in the hearth is nothing but glowing embers, orange eyes watching from the ash. In the deep silence, you hear a sound you never noticed before. A tiny, sharp, crystalline snap. A crack in the gilded surface. A fissure in the foundation. Stay with us as we listen to the slow crumbling of an era and lose ourselves in the quiet, inevitable fall of the gilded dynasties. Close your eyes and feel the stillness of the room. It is a heavy, suffocating stillness. The air is thick with the smell of old paper and the faint, bitter scent of cold smoke. Out in the streets, the newsboys are sleeping, but their headlines from the day still linger in the air. Market panics. Railroad strikes. Fortunes vanished in a single afternoon. But here, inside the mansion, the family is trying to pretend that nothing has changed. But the house knows. The house always knows. Listen to the shadows. They are longer tonight. Darker. Moving slowly across the velvet carpet like spilled ink. Focus on the sound of the house breathing. Every building has a voice, but a dying dynasty has a sigh. Creak, pop, sigh. It is the sound of the wood settling, or perhaps the sound of the golden cage beginning to buckle under its own weight. Imagine the master of the house, sitting in a leather chair that feels too big for him now. He is staring at a ledger, the pages white and cold under the lamp. The numbers are failing him. The gold is trickling away, like sand through a broken hourglass. Tick, tick, tick. Each second is a grain of wealth lost to the wind. There is no panic, only a slow, numbing exhaustion. The cracks are not always in the stone. Sometimes they are in the spirit. Think of the daughter, the one who was meant to be a princess. She stands by the window, watching the frost creep across the glass. The ice forms patterns like delicate lace, but it is a lace that freezes the heart. She can feel the tension in the hallway, the whispered conversations behind closed doors, the way the servants move a little more slowly, as if they too can feel the coming winter. The expectations of the waltz have become a burden. The Worth gowns feel like armor that is too heavy to wear. She is waiting for something to break, but the breaking is quiet. It is a silent shatter. Look at the ceiling, far above in the darkness. The gold leaf is beginning to flake, tiny specks of glitter falling like golden snow onto the floor. No one notices them. They are too small. But they are the first signs. The silk wallpaper is beginning to peel at the corners, revealing the rough, gray, uncaring stone beneath. The illusion is wearing thin. The Gilded Age was a dream of perfection, but every dream must eventually meet the morning light. And the morning light is cold. It reveals the dust on the chandeliers, the stains on the silk, the cracks in the porcelain. Breathe in the scent of the dust. It is the scent of time, reclaiming its territory. Think of the silence of the bank vault. Deep underground, in the heart of the city, the iron doors are shut. Inside, the boxes are becoming empty. The stocks are worth no more than the paper they are printed on. The railroad empires are being swallowed by the earth. The steel mills are growing cold. It is a slow, quiet, economic winter. Imagine the feeling of a fortune evaporating. It doesn't go with a bang. It goes like a mist, rising off a lake at dawn. It is there, and then it is gone, leaving behind only the dampness and the chill. You are drifting in that mist. Weightless. Penniless. Free. There is a strange peace in the falling. When the cracks become too wide to hide, you no longer have to pretend. The weight of the status, the weight of the name, begins to lift. Imagine the relief of letting go. The architect has lost her pen. The guest list has been burned in the hearth. The gates are no longer guarded. You are walking out of the mansion, away from the limestone giants, into the quiet, dark, honest street. The fog is there to meet you. It doesn't care about your bank account. It doesn't care about your Worth gown. It only wants to wrap you in its gray, soft, silent arms. Your limbs are feeling so heavy now, as if they are made of the very stone that is crumbling. You are sinking into the earth, moving past the foundations, past the vaults, into the deep, cool, quiet soil. There is no noise here. No headlines. No panics. No expectations. There is only the slow, rhythmic pulse of the planet. A heartbeat that has been thumping since before the first stone of New York was laid. Thump, thump, thump. It is a slow, steady, hypnotic sound. It is the sound of the end, and the sound of the beginning. The Gilded Age is a ship that has struck an iceberg of reality. It is not sinking fast. It is tilting slowly, gracefully, into the dark water. The lights are still flickering on the upper decks, the music is still playing a faint, distorted waltz, but the water is rising. It is cold, it is black, and it is inevitable. But you are not on the ship anymore. You are the water. You are the dark. You are the silence that swallows the gold. You are drifting deeper and deeper away from the light. Everything that was built must eventually fall. The limestone giants will become dust. The Worth gowns will become threads. The $1,000 orchids will become earth. And that is okay. There is a beauty in the fading. There is a dignity in the dust. The cracks are just the places where the light gets in. And tonight, the light is soft. It is the light of a dying moon, casting a silver glow over the ruins of a dream. You are safe in the ruins. You are quiet in the dark. Your breathing is very slow, like the slow, measured crumbling of a stone wall. 1, 2, 3. The house is silent now. The master is asleep. The daughter is dreaming of the sea. The cracks have stopped growing, for now. The night has claimed the house. It has claimed the city. It has claimed you. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the silence. There is nothing left to hold on to, so you let go. The Gilded Age has finished its dance with the sun. The hidden cracks have told their story. The foundations are at rest. The era is closing its eyes. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the ruins of the gold. Sleep in the silence of the stone. Good night, master. Good night, daughter. Good night, dreamer. The cracks are closed. The night is whole. The echo of the auctioneer's gavel has finally stopped, and the strangers who carried away the silver and the silk have disappeared into the mist. We have reached the moment of absolute stillness. The morning after. Imagine waking up in a room that is no longer yours, in a house that has forgotten its own name. The sun is beginning to rise over the East River, but the light is thin, gray, and cold. It does not bring energy, it only brings clarity. There are no servants to draw the velvet curtains, no fire in the hearth to take away the chill. Stay with us as we walk through the hollow remains of a dynasty and lose ourselves in the quiet, rhythmic surrender of the Gilded Age. Close your eyes and feel the temperature of the air. It is the cold of stone that hasn't been warmed for 100 years. A sharp, clean, indifferent cold. Breathe it in, slowly. It smells of nothing now. The scent of the lilies is gone. The perfume of the ballrooms has vanished. The wood smoke has drifted away. There is only the smell of empty space, and the faint, metallic tang of the frost on the window pane. It is a peaceful smell, the smell of a world that has finally stopped trying to impress. There is no more ambition here. Only the long, slow exhale of the morning. Listen to the sound of the house in the early light. Ting, ting, ting. It is the sound of the steam pipes cooling down for the last time. A lonely, metallic ticking, like a heart that is slowing its beat. Outside, the city is beginning to stir, but the sound of the carriages on Fifth Avenue feels miles away. It is a muffled, distant hum that cannot penetrate these thick limestone walls. Inside, a single dust mote drifts through a shaft of gray light. Watch it, in your mind. It moves without purpose, floating, spinning, sinking. It has all the time in the world. And so do you. There is no schedule today. No guest list. No expectations. Walk with me, silently, across the bare floorboards. The carpets have been rolled up and taken away, leaving behind the raw, honest wood. Your footsteps make a small, hollow, echoing sound. Tap, pause, tap. Without the furniture, the rooms look vast, like stone cathedrals built for giants. The shadows are long and thin, stretching across the floor like the fingers of a ghost. Look at the walls. The silk wallpaper has faded where the paintings used to hang, leaving behind dark, rectangular memories. Those squares are all that remain of the masterpieces, the landscapes, and the family portraits. Shadows of things that once defined a life. Let the emptiness fill your mind. It is not a sad emptiness. It is a quiet one. Think of the kitchen, far below the grand hall. The great iron stoves are cold. The copper pots are gone. The long wooden tables, where 100 meals were prepared in a single day, are scrubbed clean and silent. There is a single porcelain cup left on a shelf, forgotten by the movers. It is white, delicate, and chipped. A small flaw in a world that demanded perfection. Focus on that chip. It is the mark of reality. It is the sign that the dream is over, and the real world has returned. The silence in the kitchen is heavy, a thick, velvety, flour-dusted silence. It is the sound of a long day's work finally coming to an end. The sun is a little higher now, but it stays behind the clouds. The light in the ballroom is soft, like the inside of a seashell. The crystal chandeliers are still hanging from the ceiling, but they are wrapped in gray canvas bags to protect them from the dust. They look like giant, sleeping cocoons. They will never sparkle under the gaslight again. They will never reflect the diamonds of a dollar princess. They are just glass and wire, waiting for a future that doesn't belong to them. Imagine the stillness of the crystals inside the bags. They do not clink. They do not shimmer. They are at rest, in the dark, in the morning. Your limbs are feeling heavy, like the limestone blocks of the foundation. You are sitting on the bottom step of the grand staircase, the cold marble pressing through your clothes. It is a grounding feeling. Solid. Unchanging. The Gilded Age was a whirlwind, a storm of gold and noise. But the morning after the storm is always quiet. You can finally hear your own thoughts. They are slow, rhythmic, and peaceful. You realize that you don't need the silk. You don't need the status. The emptiness of the house is a gift. It is a space where you can finally breathe. In and out. In and out. Think of the matriarch, the architect of this world. Perhaps she is standing in the doorway, wearing a simple wool coat. She looks at the empty rooms, and she smiles. A small, tired, genuine smile. The cage is open. The giants have fallen. She is no longer a monument, she is just a woman. She steps out into the cool morning air, and the door clicks shut behind her. Click. A small sound that ends an era. She walks down the steps, and disappears into the mist of the new century. She is free. And as you watch her go, you realize that you are free too. The city is waking up, but it is a different city. The skyscrapers of steel are rising, and the limestone palaces are becoming shadows of the past. But here, in the quiet of your mind, the morning after lasts forever. It is a permanent state of peace. A place where the noise of ambition can never reach you. You are drifting in the gray light, floating like the dust mote, moving toward the window, toward the sky, toward the infinite. There is no more debt. No more bankruptcy. No more ballrooms. There is only the morning. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow rise of the sun behind the clouds. 1, 2, 3. The house is quiet. The giants are at rest. The morning has arrived, and it has brought the silence with it. You are part of the light. You are part of the stillness. The story of the Gilded Age has reached its quietest chapter. The pages are white. The ink is dry. You are ready to close the book. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the hollow hall. Sleep in the gray light of the morning. The world is new, but you are ancient. You are safe in the emptiness. You are quiet in the dark. Good night, architect. Good night, princess. Good night, dreamer. The morning is here. And the morning is peace. The hollow silence of the empty mansion is behind us, and the morning light of New York has faded into a different kind of gray. We are crossing back over the ocean, not in a gilded carriage, but in the quiet corridors of a memory. The price of a title. Imagine standing in the hallway of an ancient English castle, a place where the stone walls are 6 feet thick, and the air hasn't moved in 500 years. This is where the dollar princesses came to live, traded for a name that was written in history books, before their own families even existed. It is a world of damp velvet, cold silver, and a loneliness that is as vast as the sea. Stay with us as we count the cost of a crown and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic isolation of the aristocracy. Close your eyes and feel the chill of the castle stone. It is not like the limestone of Manhattan. This stone is ancient, moss-covered, and bone-cold. It breathes a dampness that seeps through the heaviest wool. Listen to the sound of the wind whistling through the arrow slits of the tower. A long, low, mournful note.
Who?
It is the only voice this house has. Inside, the corridors are long, dark, and silent. Your footsteps on the stone floor make a sharp, echoing click. Click, pause, click. Each step takes you further away from the bright ballrooms of Fifth Avenue and deeper into a world of shadows. Breathe in the scent of the castle. It smells of cold soot, damp tapestry, and the ancient, metallic tang of iron. Think of the young American Duchess sitting in a drawing room that feels more like a cave. She is surrounded by portraits of ancestors who are not hers. Men in armor, women in stiff lace, staring down at her with cold, painted eyes. They do not welcome her. To them, she is just a transaction. A bag of gold that came to fix a leaking roof or to pay off a gambling debt. She wears a tiara that belonged to a queen, but it feels like a circlet of ice around her forehead. It is heavy, tight, and sharp. This is the price of the title. You gain a name, but you lose your voice. You gain a throne, but you sit in it alone. Breathe with her in the heavy silence. In and out. In and out. Listen to the clocks of the castle. They do not tick in unison. One, far down the hall, has a deep, wooden thud. Thump, thump, thump. Another, on the mantel, has a quick, silver metallic strike. Ting, ting, ting. They are the only heartbeats in this stone giant. They mark the hours of a life that has become a ceremony. Tea at 4. Dinner at 8. Silence at 10. There is no laughter here. Laughter would be swallowed by the heavy velvet curtains. The curtains are a dark, bruised purple, so thick they block out the sun, and the moon, and the world. Imagine running your hand over that velvet. It is dusty, cold, and feels like the skin of a sleeping animal. A slow, dry, rustling sound. The price of a title is paid in the small moments of the night. Imagine the Duchess lying in a four-poster bed under a canopy of heavy silk. The bed is so large, she feels like a child lost in a forest. The fireplace is cold, and the only light comes from a single candle, flickering in the draught. She thinks of the noise of New York, the shouts of the newsboys, the music of the waltz, the warmth of her mother's dressing room. Here, there is only the sound of the rain, dripping from a stone gargoyle onto the lead roof. Drip, drip, drip. It is a lonely, repetitive, hypnotic sound. It tells her that she is now a part of the stone. She is a part of the history. She is a piece of property with a very grand name. Focus on the silver hairbrush on her vanity. It is engraved with a coat of arms. Lions and eagles and Latin words that speak of honor and blood. But the silver is tarnished. The gold is flaking off the mirror's frame. The castle is a beautiful ruin, kept alive by her father's railroad money. Every repair, every new roof, every coal fire is paid for by the Gilded Age. She is the fuel that keeps the ancient machine running. But the machine is cold. It does not say thank you. It only asks for more. Feel the weight of the silence in the room. It is a physical thing, pressing down on your chest, making your limbs feel heavy and still. Your mind is drifting now, like a ghost through the castle halls. You are passing the suits of armor, their hollow helmets staring at nothing. You are passing the library, where thousands of books sit in the dark, their leather covers cracking with age. You are moving toward the tower, where the fog is pressing against the glass. The world is a blur of gray and black. There are no borders here. No New York. No London. Only the mist. You are becoming part of the mist. Light, silent, and free. The title doesn't matter in the mist. The money doesn't matter. Only the peace matters. The Duchess closes her eyes, and for a moment, she forgets the Duke. She forgets the castle. She forgets the millions of dollars she brought across the sea. She imagines she is back on the steamship, suspended between two worlds. The rocking of the ocean, the hum of the engines. That was the only time she was truly free. Now, she is anchored in the stone. But even stone can sleep. Even the ancient giants must rest. Her breathing slows down, matching the slow, heavy rhythm of the castle's clock. 1, 2, 3. The air is becoming still. The candle has burned down to a pool of wax. The light is gone. Your eyelids are so heavy now, like the lead roofs of the tower. They are closing, shielding you from the cold, shielding you from the shadows. You are sinking into the giant, feather mattress, disappearing into the silk and the velvet. The castle is a fortress, and tonight it is protecting your sleep. No one can reach you here. No one can ask anything of you. You are not a duchess. You are not a dollar princess. You are just a soul, resting in the dark heart of history. The price of a title has been paid. The transaction is finished. Breathe in the cold, ancient air. Breathe out the expectations of the world. The limestone giants are far away, the architect is a memory, and the castle is a tomb of peace. The wind is a whisper, the rain is a lullaby, and the stone is a guardian. You are drifting deeper and deeper into the gray, soft, silent fog of the past. There is no more gold. No more titles. Only the night. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the halls of the ancestors. Sleep in the silence of the stone. The night has taken the castle. It has taken the Duchess. It has taken you. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the rest. Good night, Duchess. Good night, castle. Good night, dreamer. The crown is at rest. The night is yours. The cold stone of the English castle is fading into the mist, and the weight of the crown is finally lifting from your brow. We have reached the moment of the great quiet. The silent departure. Imagine the sun is just beginning to set over a small station, far from the noise of London, and even further from the ghosts of New York. There are no photographers here. No guest lists. No expectations. Just a single wooden trunk and a woman in a plain traveling cloak, standing on a platform that smells of wet slate and coal smoke. Stay with us as we watch the final exit from the Gilded Stage and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic journey toward a life of anonymity. Close your eyes and hear the sound of the wind moving through the tall grass beside the tracks. A soft, dry, hushing sound. SSHHHH. SSHHHH. It is the sound of nature reclaimed, a sound that does not care about titles or fortunes. The air is cool, sharp, and smells of the coming rain. Breathe it in, slowly. It is the first breath of freedom. It doesn't smell of lilies or beeswax or expensive French perfume. It smells of the earth and the distance. You are leaving behind the limestone giants, the ballrooms, and the bankruptcies. You are moving toward a place where no one knows your name. And there is a profound, heavy, beautiful peace in that. Listen to the distant, muffled hum of the approaching train. It is a low, vibrating note, felt in the soles of your feet before it is heard by your ears. It is the pulse of the future, a rhythmic, steady, industrial lullaby. As it draws closer, the sound becomes a slow, chuffing rhythm. Chuff, chuff, puff, puff. It is not a rush. Even the steam engine seems to move with a measured, tired grace tonight. The iron wheels clatter softly over the joins in the rail. Click-clack, click-clack. A repetitive, hypnotic heartbeat that tells you the journey has begun. You are no longer anchored to the stone. You are in motion. Think of the woman on the platform. She is looking back, but her eyes see nothing. The Worth gowns are gone, sold or left to rot in cedar chests. Her diamonds are locked in a bank vault she will never visit again. She feels light, almost weightless. The layers of status, the layers of clothing, the layers of history have all been stripped away. She is just a traveler now. A shadow in a cloak. Imagine the feeling of her hand on the cold iron handle of the carriage door. It is solid, real, and honest. She steps up, and the wood of the carriage floorboards creaks under her weight. A small, homely, comforting sound. Creak. The door closes with a soft, decisive thud. The performance is officially over. The train begins to move, slowly at first, a gentle tug that you feel in your chest. The station platform begins to slide away, drifting back into the fog. The small buildings, the gas lamps, the silent station master, they all become blurs of gray and amber. You are moving through the countryside now, where the only lights are the lonely lanterns of far-off farmhouses. They look like tiny, fallen stars, scattered across a velvet world. The rhythm of the train settles into its long-distance pace. Chuff-click-clack, chuff-click-clack. It is a song of departure, a song of forgetting. Let the rhythm fill your mind, drowning out the whispers of the ballroom, drowning out the voices of the architects. Focus on the interior of the railway carriage. It is small, cozy, and dimly lit by a single oil lamp. The walls are lined with tufted leather that smells of tobacco and old journeys. The window is cool against your forehead. Outside, the world is a dark, rushing stream of trees and fields. You can see the reflection of your own eyes in the glass, but they look different now. They look calm. They look still. There is no one to watch you here. No one to judge the tilt of your head or the grace of your hands. You can slouch into the cushions. You can close your eyes. You can simply disappear. Breathe in the stillness of the moving room. In and out. In and out. The price of the title was paid, the auction is finished, and the morning after has passed. This is the result. A silent departure into the unknown. Many of the Gilded Age women ended their stories this way. In small villas in Italy, or modest apartments in Paris, or quiet cottages in the English hills. They became the women in the corner of the garden, the women who read books by the fire, the women who were finally, truly, alone. And in that loneliness, they found a treasure that gold could never buy. They found the silence. Imagine that silence now. It is a thick, warm, protective blanket, covering the noise of your life. Your limbs are feeling very heavy, sinking into the leather seat of the train. The vibration of the engine is a warm massage, smoothing out the tension in your shoulders, loosening the grip of your thoughts. You are being carried through the dark, by a force that is steady and sure. You don't need to know where you are going. You only need to know that you are leaving. The journey is the destination. The motion is the rest. The darkness outside the window is a vast, empty, inviting ocean. You are drifting on its surface, moving further and further away from the shore of the Gilded Age. The rhythm of the wheels is slowing down now, as the train climbs a long, gentle hill. Chuff, click, clack. The pauses between the sounds are growing longer. You are suspended in the silence between the beats. In that silence, the ghosts of the past finally let go. The Duchess, the Dollar Princess, the architect, they all step off the train and vanish into the fields. You are left alone in the carriage. Just you and the night. The air is cool and still. The oil lamp flickers once, then goes out, leaving you in a perfect, velvety, absolute darkness. Your breathing is so slow now, it is almost a whisper. Like the steam escaping from the engine, far ahead in the night. 1, 2, 3. The world is a shadow. The house is a memory. The gold is dust. You are traveling toward the heart of the night, where there are no names, and no expectations. You are safe in the motion. You are quiet in the dark. The departure is complete. The silence has arrived. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the rocking carriage. Sleep in the rhythm of the rails. The night has taken the train. It has taken the journey. It has taken you. You are part of the distance. You are part of the piece. Good night, traveler. Good night, engine. Good night, dreamer. The tracks are long. The night is yours. The rhythm of the train has faded into the mist, and the silent departure has brought us to a place of deep reflection. We are turning our gaze back, one last time, to the objects that define the era. The weight of diamonds. Imagine you are sitting at a heavy, mahogany vanity table in the dead of night. Before you lies a velvet-lined casket, and inside, resting on a bed of dark silk, is a tiara of breathtaking brilliance. It is a river of frozen light, a collection of stones pulled from the deep earth and cut with surgical precision. But in this quiet hour, they do not feel like treasures. They feel like stones. Cold, hard, and incredibly heavy. Stay with us as we weigh the cost of the glitter and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic pressure of the Gilded Age jewels. Close your eyes and feel the coldness of the diamonds against your skin. Imagine lifting the tiara from its velvet nest. It is surprisingly heavy. The metal is platinum, dense and unyielding. As you press it against your forehead, the chill of the stones seeps into your bone. It is a sharp, crystalline cold that does not warm up, no matter how long you hold it. Breathe in the stillness of the room. The air is thin, silent, and smells of old silver polish and cold wax. There is no music here. No laughter. Only the low, constant humming of the silence. The diamonds do not speak, they only watch, reflecting the single candle flame in 1,000 tiny, jagged directions. Think of the pressure. To wear these stones was to carry the weight of an entire dynasty on your head. They were not just decorations, they were anchors. They held the dollar princesses in place, ensuring they never drifted too far from their social obligations. Every stone represented a railroad, a steel mill, 1,000 workers in the dark. As you sit there, imagine the strain on the neck, the slow, dull ache at the base of the skull. It is a physical reminder of the status. To be a queen, you must first learn to bear the weight of the crown. And the weight is constant. It never lets go. It is a slow, rhythmic, downward pull toward the earth. Breathe with the weight. In and out. In and out. Listen to the sound of the jewels. When you move your head, the tiny diamond drops on your earrings make a faint, metallic clinking. Ting, ting, pause, ting. It is a fragile, lonely sound, like ice cracking on a winter pond. It is the only sound in the room, besides your own breathing. Imagine the sound of a necklace being laid onto a marble tabletop. A heavy, cascading, rattling sound. Clatter, clink. It is the sound of wealth, but also the sound of chains. The Gilded Age was a world of golden chains, and the diamonds were the heaviest links of all. They were meant to blind the world, but they also blinded the wearer. They turned the eyes inward, toward the heavy, silent, dark. Focus on a single diamond, a large, pear-shaped stone at the center of the tiara. Look deep into its facets. It is a labyrinth of light. You can see the rainbows trapped inside, the blues, the fires, the violets. But at the very center, there is a point of absolute darkness. A void where no light can reach. This is the heart of the stone. It is ancient, millions of years old. It was born in the heat and the pressure of the Earth's core, long before the first limestone giant was built. It does not care about the Gilded Age. It does not care about your name. It is indifferent. Its beauty is cold, and its silence is eternal. Let that indifference wash over you. You do not need to be beautiful for the stone. You do not need to be anything at all. The candle is burning low now, and the diamonds are losing their fire. They are becoming gray, shadowy, and dull. In the dim light, they look like pebbles from a riverbed. And in that realization, there is a profound peace. The power they held over you is fading. The status they represented is dissolving into the night. You realize that the weight you felt was not the stones themselves, but the meaning the world gave to them. And in this quiet room, at 3 a.m, the world is gone. There are no social registers here. No auctioneers. No dukes. Only you and the stones. And the stones are just cold. Your limbs are feeling heavy now, matching the weight of the platinum and the gems. You feel as if you are being pressed down into the velvet chair, sinking into the shadows of the room. The pressure on your forehead is becoming a soothing sensation, a rhythmic, pulsing, grounding force. It is pulling you down, away from the light, away from the noise, into the deep, dark, silent earth where the diamonds were born. You are returning to the source. You are becoming the stone. Hard, still, and at peace. There is no more need to shine. There is only the need to be. The diamonds are being returned to their casket now. One by one, the earrings, the necklace, the tiara. Hear the soft, muffled thud as the velvet lid is closed. Thump. The light is shut out. The fire is extinguished. The weight is gone. Your head feels light, almost floating. The ache in your neck dissolves. The tension in your shoulders evaporates. You are free from the glitter. You are free from the anchor. You are drifting in the absolute darkness of the room, a darkness that is soft, warm, and protective. The Gilded Age was a dream of light, but the night is a reality of shadow. The Worth gowns are in their trunks, the orchids have wilted, the train has reached its stop, and the diamonds are in their box. Everything is put away. Everything is settled. The house is quiet, the giants are sleeping, and you are finally, truly, empty. Empty of expectations. Empty of roles. Empty of the weight. You are just a breath in the dark. A slow, steady, rhythmic breath. Your eyelids are so heavy now, heavier than any stone. They are closing, shielding you from the memory of the light. You are sinking into the mattress, disappearing into the cool, white sheets. The room is a vault of silence, and you are the only treasure inside. A treasure that does not need to be sold, or displayed, or worn. You are safe in your own skin. You are quiet in your own soul. The weight of diamonds has been lifted. The night has taken the crown. Breathe in the cold, empty air of the room. Breathe out the glitter of the past. The limestone giants are far away, the ocean is a memory, and the stones are at rest. The wind is a whisper, the dark is a blanket, and the silence is a friend. You are drifting deeper and deeper into the velvet, soft, eternal sleep of the earth. There is no more gold. No more diamonds. Only the rest. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the silence of the casket. Sleep in the weightless dark. The night has taken the era. It has taken the jewels. It has taken you. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the peace. Good night, Queen. Good night, Stone. Good night, Dreamer. The box is closed. The night is yours. The heavy weight of the diamonds has been lifted, and the velvet lid of the casket has closed on the glitter of the past. We have left the cold stones and the hollow castles behind. Now, we enter the most quiet room of all. The resilience of spirit. Imagine you are sitting in a small, sun-drenched room, many years after the giants of Fifth Avenue have fallen. There are no marble columns here. No gold leaf. No servants. Only the simple, honest, rhythmic sound of a needle passing through linen. Push, pull, snip. It is the sound of a soul that has survived the storm. Stay with us as we find the strength in the stillness and lose ourselves in the slow, steady, healing power of a quiet life. Close your eyes and feel the warmth of the sun on your hands. It is a different kind of light than the gas lamps of the ballroom. It is a natural, golden, healing warmth. It doesn't ask for a performance. It doesn't demand status. It simply is. Breathe in the scent of this room. It smells of dried lavender, fresh air, and plain soap. It is a clean smell, a smell of clarity. The air is light, moving softly through an open window. You can hear the distant, muffled sound of a bird in a tree. A single, silver note, repeating in the silence. Tweet, pause, tweet. There is no rush to answer. There is no rush to be anywhere. You are exactly where you belong. Think of the woman who once wore the Worth gowns. She is sitting in a plain wooden chair now. Her hands, once soft and useless, are now strong and capable. She is mending a piece of lace, not for a ball, but for herself. The rhythm of her work is hypnotic. In and out, in and out. Each stitch is a small, quiet victory. She has lost the limestone giants. She has lost the $1 million trust funds. She has lost the titles. But in the losing, she has found herself. The resilience of the spirit is like the grass that grows between the cracks of a ruined mansion. It is soft, it is green, and it is unstoppable. Feel that resilience within you. A slow, steady, upward growth. Breathe with it. In and out. In and out. The silence of this life is not the lonely silence of the castle. It is a full silence. A silence filled with the sound of one's own breath. Listen to it. A long, slow, steady exhale. HSSSSSSSS. Like the wind in the pines. There is no one to impress here. No one to judge the quality of the lace or the size of the diamond. The spirit does not need diamonds to shine. It shines from the inside out, a low, constant, ember-like glow. Imagine that glow in the center of your chest. It is warm. It is safe. It is eternal. It is the part of you that survives the auctions, the bank failures, and the silent departures. It is the anchor that does not sink. Think of the memories of the Gilded Age, not as burdens, but as autumn leaves. They were bright once, red and gold and vibrant. But now, they have fallen. They are brown and dry, crunching softly under your feet. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You are walking away from the forest of the past, into the open field of the present. The resilience of the spirit is the ability to walk away without looking back. To realize that the cage, even a golden one, was still a cage. And the open field, even a cold one, is still freedom. Feel the expansiveness of that freedom. It is vast. It is quiet. It is yours. Focus on the sound of the tea kettle on the small stove. A low, vibrating, humming sound. It is the sound of a small world, well-ordered and peaceful. As the water begins to boil, there is a soft, silver whistle. A sound of domestic comfort. The steam rises in a white, curling ribbon, disappearing into the sunlight. Everything is simple now. A cup of tea. A piece of bread. A quiet afternoon. This is the true luxury of the spirit. The luxury of not wanting anything. Of being enough, exactly as you are. Let the simplicity wash over you, smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts. Your limbs are feeling light now, as light as the steam rising from the kettle. The tension of the years is evaporating. The ghosts of the architects are fading into the light. The weight of the status is gone. You are sinking into the simple, wooden chair, feeling the support of the solid grain. It is real. It is honest. It is enough. The resilience of the spirit is the realization that you are not what you own. You are not what you wear. You are the breath. You are the stillness. You are the light. The sun is moving slowly across the floor, marking the hours of the quiet afternoon. There is no clock to watch. Only the movement of the light. You are drifting in that light, moving slowly, effortlessly, toward the evening. The Gilded Age was a world of fast horses and steam engines. But the spirit moves at the speed of a flower opening. Unhurried. Natural. Perfect. You are opening now, petal by petal, letting go of the darkness, letting go of the fear. You are resilient. You are whole. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow swing of a pendulum in a quiet house. 1, 2, 3. The giants have fallen, but you are still standing. The gold has vanished, but you are still rich. The music has stopped, but you are still dancing, a slow, internal, secret waltz. The night is coming, but you are not afraid. The spirit does not fear the dark. It knows that the dark is just a place to rest. The needle is at rest. The tea is finished. The sunlight has turned to a soft, purple dusk. The room is filling with shadows, but they are friendly shadows. They are the shadows of a life well lived, a life that has found its peace. You are wrapping yourself in those shadows, like a soft, wool blanket. They are warm. They are protective. They are yours. The resilience of spirit has brought you home. Not to a mansion, but to yourself. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the quiet room. Sleep in the light of the spirit. The night has taken the struggle. It has taken the noise. It has taken the past. You are part of the stillness. You are part of the peace. Good night, resilient one. Good night, quiet heart. Good night, dreamer. The spirit is awake, but the body is at rest. The night is yours. The resilience of the spirit has brought us to a place of inner peace, and the simple room is now filled with the soft, purple light of dusk. But as we drift deeper into the night, a new sensation emerges. The memory of luxury. It is not the luxury of owning, but the luxury of remembering. Imagine you are standing in a long, forgotten gallery where the dust motes dance in a single, dying beam of sunlight. The furniture is covered in white sheets, looking like silent, snowy mountains in the dark. The air is still, cool, and holds the faint, ghostly echo of 1,000 violins. Stay with us as we trace the fading outlines of a golden world and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic, haunting beauty of what remains. Close your eyes and let your mind wander through the corridors of memory. It is a world without sharp edges. Everything is softened by time, blurred by the mist of years. Breathe in the air of this gallery. It smells of old silk, ancient wood, and the dry, sweet scent of pressed roses. It is a scent that doesn't belong to the present. It belongs to the once was. Listen to the sound of the silence here. It is a thick, heavy, layered silence. If you listen very closely, you can almost hear the faint, rhythmic tick-tick-tick of a clock that stopped a century ago. It is a ghost of a sound, a heartbeat of the past, reminding you that time is just a dream. Think of the white sheets covering the grand sofas and the heavy chairs. Imagine your hand reaching out, slowly, to touch the fabric. It is cold, rough linen, protecting the delicate velvet underneath. You can feel the shape of the luxury through the cloth. The curve of a mahogany armrest, the sharp point of a carved lion's foot, the softness of a goose feather cushion. It is all still there, hidden, waiting, sleeping. Luxury does not disappear, it only goes into hiding. It becomes a secret that only you know. Feel the weight of that secret. It is light as air, yet solid as stone. A slow, steady, comforting presence in the dark. Breathe with the memory. In and out. In and out. The memory of luxury is a world of textures. Think of the wall where a great tapestry once hung. The stone is bare now, but your mind can still see the woven hunters, the silver stags, and the deep green forests of the thread. You can almost feel the roughness of the wool and the coolness of the silk highlights. It is a tactile ghost. Imagine walking across the floor where the shadows of the crystal chandeliers lie like spilled ink. Your footsteps make no sound on the dust. You are moving like a cloud, weightless, effortless, drifting through a museum of your own making. There is no one to tell you not to touch. No one to tell you the price. Here, everything is free, because it is only a memory. Focus on the tall, arched windows at the end of the gallery. The glass is old, full of ripples and tiny bubbles, like water frozen in midair. Outside, the world is changing, but inside, the luxury is preserved in amber. You see the garden through the glass, a wild, overgrown tangle of thorns and ivy. The statues are covered in moss, their marble faces half hidden by green shadows. They are the guardians of the memory. They don't mind the decay. There is a deep, profound peace in the way the vines wrap around the stone. It is nature's way of saying good night. It is a slow, rhythmic, green embrace. Breathe in the coolness of the moss. It is earthy, damp, and quiet. The memory of luxury is also a memory of light. Not the bright, blinding light of the ballroom, but the soft, amber glow of a dying fire. Imagine a single, silver candlestick standing on a bare table. The silver is tarnished, a deep, smoky gray. But in your mind, You see it polished to a mirror shine, reflecting the faces of friends who have long since departed. You hear the ghost of their laughter, a low, silver, chiming sound, like distant bells in the wind. It is not a sad sound. It is a beautiful one. It tells you that the joy was real. The gold may have vanished, but the glow remains. It is a permanent light, held in the hollow of your heart. Your limbs are feeling heavy now, as heavy as the velvet curtains that have been taken down and stored in trunks. You feel as if you are being wrapped in those layers of memory, shielded from the noise of the modern world. The gallery is growing darker, and the white sheets are disappearing into the shadows. You are no longer standing. You are floating in the center of the room, a part of the air, a part of the dust, a part of the history. The memory of luxury is a lullaby, a song of soft things and quiet nights. It tells you that you are safe. It tells you that you are loved. It tells you that you can rest. The Gilded Age was a house built of gold, but the memory of it is built of starlight. Gold is heavy, but starlight is weightless. Gold can be sold, but starlight is eternal. You are letting go of the heavy things now. You are letting go of the limestone and the diamonds. You are keeping only the starlight. The memory of the way the silk felt. The memory of the way the waltz sounded. The memory of the way the ocean looked from the deck of the ship. These are the true luxuries. And they are yours forever. They are the treasures that no auctioneer can ever touch. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow movement of a shadow across a marble floor. 1, 2, 3. The gallery is dark. The giants are silent. The memory is complete. You are no longer searching for the past. You are resting in it. The night has taken the gallery. It has taken the white sheets. It has taken the ghosts. You are part of the stillness. You are part of the peace. The Gilded Age has finished its story. The memory of luxury is the final page. It is a page made of velvet and written in silver ink. The book is closing now, slowly, softly. There is no more noise. There is no more ambition. There is only the long, deep, dark, beautiful night. You are safe in the memory. You are quiet in the soul. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the gallery of the past. Sleep in the arms of the starlight. The night is a cage of silk, and the door is locked from the inside. You are exactly where you need to be. Good night, architect. Good night, princess. Good night, dreamer. The memory is fading. The sleep is here. The night is yours. The gallery of memories is drifting behind us, and the white-sheeted furniture has dissolved into the velvet black of the night. We are standing now at the highest point of the limestone giant, perhaps a small stone balcony, looking out across the sleeping city. The changing horizon. Imagine the world is caught in that fragile, blue hour, just before the first light of dawn. The Gilded Age is no longer the present, it is becoming the distant past. The horse-drawn carriages have been replaced by the low, distant hum of a new century. The gas lamps are flickering out, and the horizon is beginning to shift from charcoal to a deep, misty indigo. Stay with us, as we watch the world transform, and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic, inevitable breath of change. Close your eyes, and feel the cool, damp air of the high balcony. It is a thin, crisp air, far above the dust of the streets. Breathe it in, slowly. It smells of wet stone, cold iron, and the vast, open possibility of the sky. There is no scent of perfume here. No smell of coal smoke or lilies. The air is clean, empty, and waiting. Listen to the sound of the changing world. It is a low, constant, oceanic roar, coming from the heart of the city. But from this height, it is just a whisper. A long, sustained shh, like the sound of a sleeping giant. The horizon is not a line tonight, it is a fading shadow, stretching out into the unknown. Think of the skyline. In the years of the Gilded Age, the steeples of the churches were the highest points. But now, new giants are rising. Skeletons of steel, reaching higher than the limestone ever dared. They are the new architects. They do not build with velvet and gold, they build with light and speed. But in this quiet hour, even the new giants are silent. They stand like dark fingers against the indigo sky, waiting for the sun to give them a shape. Imagine the stillness of the steel, cold and unyielding. It is a different kind of strength, but it still bows to the rhythm of the night. Breathe with the skyline. In and out. In and out. A slow, measured, cosmic breath. The horizon is changing, and so are you. The person who stepped into the midnight carriage so many hours ago is gone. That person was weighed down by diamonds and expectations. But here, on the edge of the new world, you are light. You are weightless. You are watching the era fade, like a ship disappearing into the fog. The mansions of Fifth Avenue are becoming smaller, their grand doors becoming tiny dots in the distance. The social registers, the auctioneer's gavels, the dollar princesses, they are all sinking into the soft, gray folds of history. It is not a loss, it is a release. Like the feeling of a heavy anchor finally letting go of the seabed. A slow, rising, effortless sensation. Focus on the color of the sky. It is deepening now, moving from indigo to a soft, smoky violet. There is a single star, hanging just above the horizon. It is the last one to stay awake. It is a tiny, silver pinprick of light, pulsing in the silence. Pulse, pause, pulse. It is a heartbeat in the void. Watch it with your mind. It doesn't care about the Gilded Age. It doesn't care about the changing horizon. It has seen 1,000 eras rise and fall, and it remains still. Let that stillness enter your bones. You do not need to change with the world. You can remain in the quiet center. You can be the star, watching the dawn from a distance. Listen to the rhythmic sound of a distant, lonely bell. Dong, pause, dong. It is marking the hour, but the hour has no name. It is the time between the was and the will be. A sacred, empty, silent space. The world is holding its breath. The wind has died down. The birds have not yet begun their song. The leaves on the trees in Central Park, far below, are perfectly still. Imagine each leaf, covered in a thin, silver layer of dew. 1,000,000 tiny, cold, perfect mirrors. They are waiting for the light, but they are not in a hurry. They are content in the gray. They are happy in the mist. Your limbs are feeling incredibly heavy now, as if they are turning back into the stone of the balcony. You are part of the architecture. You are part of the horizon. The tension of the journey has evaporated. The worry of the silent departure has dissolved. You are sinking into the cool, solid, stone railing, feeling its strength, its permanence. The horizon may change, but the foundation remains. You are grounded in the earth, even as your mind floats in the sky. It is a perfect, balanced, heavy stillness. A feeling of being exactly where you are meant to be, at the exact moment you are meant to be there. The indigo is beginning to fade, turning into a pale, ghostly gray. The silhouettes of the buildings are becoming sharper. The dream of the Gilded Age is almost over. But the peace it brought you remains. It is a peace that was bought with silence, and paid for with the night. You are no longer looking for the gold. You are looking for the light. But not the bright light of the day. Just the soft, first, silver glow of awareness. Imagine that glow spreading across the horizon, a long, thin, luminous ribbon. It is the breath of the morning, cool and fresh. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow movement of the tide against the docks. 1, 2, 3. The sky is widening. The stars are gone. The horizon is clear. You are watching the birth of a new time, but you are staying in the old peace. The giants are still sleeping. The gowns are still in their trunks. The memory of luxury is safe. You are a witness to the change, but you are not moved by it. You are the silence in the center of the noise. You are the dark in the center of the light. The Gilded Age has reached the end of its night. The changing horizon has told its story. The blue hour is passing. But for you, the night is not over. The night is a place you carry inside. A sanctuary of velvet and shadow, where you can return whenever the world becomes too loud. You are wrapping yourself in that internal night, pulling it around you like a heavy, silk cloak. It is warm. It is protective. It is yours. Sleep, traveler. Sleep on the balcony of time. Sleep as the horizon shifts. The night has taken the era. It has taken the giants. It has taken the light. You are part of the stillness. You are part of the peace. Good night, architect. Good night, watcher. Good night, dreamer. The horizon is new, but the sleep is ancient. The night is yours. The changing horizon has brought a pale, silver light to the edges of the world, but here, in the deep heart of the mansion, the night refuses to leave. We are meeting the final inhabitant of the limestone giant. The gilded ghost. It is not a frightening spirit, but a lingering presence, a whisper of silk, a faint chime of a crystal glass, a scent of jasmine that shouldn't be there. Imagine walking through the grand foyer at 4 in the morning. The house is empty, the family is gone, the furniture is sold. But the soul of the house remains. It is the ghost of a dream that was too big to die. Stay with us as we drift through the echoes of the past and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic, eternal presence of the Gilded Age. Close your eyes and feel the movement of the air. It is not a draft from a window. It is a soft, rhythmic sigh moving through the empty halls. The house is breathing. HSSSSSSSS. HSSSSSSSS. It is a sound of relief. The weight of the world is gone, and only the spirit is left. Walk with me, silently, across the bare marble. Your footsteps make no sound now. You are as light as the gilded ghost itself. Breathe in the stillness. It smells of cold stone, old paper, and a hint of something sweet, like the ghost of an orchid that bloomed 100 years ago. It is a thin, fragile, beautiful scent. It lingers in the corners of your mind, pulling you deeper into the dark. Think of the ghost as a shimmer in the moonlight. It is the reflection of a Worth gown in a dusty mirror. It is the sound of a waltz playing on a piano with no strings. Ting, ting, ting. The notes are high, silver, and lonely. They float through the air like tiny, frozen stars. The ghost is the memory of the light. It doesn't need gas lamps or candles. It glows with its own soft, internal, amber fire. Imagine following that light through the library, past the empty shelves, toward the great staircase. The ghost isn't leading you away, it is leading you home. To the home of the spirit, where time has no meaning, and gold is just a color of the sun. Listen to the whispers of the walls. Every limestone block has a story, a secret, a dream. They are talking to each other in the dark. A low, constant, vibrating murmur.
Mmm. Mmm.
It is the sound of a century settling into the earth. The ghost is the one who listens. It knows the names of the dollar princesses who cried in the night. It knows the secrets of the architects who built these cages of stone. It knows the price that was paid for every diamond. But it doesn't judge. It only exists. It is the silent witness to the beauty and the pain. Let its silence wash over you, like a slow-moving river of ink. Cool, dark, and absolute. The gilded ghost is a master of the shadows. It knows how to stretch them, how to fold them, how to wrap them around itself like a velvet cloak. Imagine the shadows of the grand columns, moving slowly across the floor as the moon moves across the sky. They are long, thin, and elegant. They are the fingers of the past, reaching out to touch the present. Feel that touch on your shoulder. It is not cold, it is light. It is the touch of a feather, the touch of a dream. It tells you that you are not alone in the silence. You are part of the continuum. You are a ghost of the future, visiting the ghosts of the past. There is a profound, heavy, rhythmic connection in the dark. Think of the ballroom now, the place where the waltz once lived. The ghost is there, dancing alone in the center of the empty floor. No music. No partners. Just the slow, circular, hypnotic movement. Round and round, in a circle that spans 100 years. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The ghost's skirts are made of mist, her shoes are made of shadow. She moves without effort, without weight, without end. Watch her in your mind. The movement is making your head feel heavy. It is making your eyelids droop. The circle is a lullaby. It is a whirlpool of peace, pulling you down, down, into the center of the dance. The gilded ghost is the keeper of the what-ifs. What if the gold had never run out? What if the castles had stayed warm? What if the hearts had never broken? But in the silence of the 4 o'clock hour, those questions don't matter. The ghost has let go of the what-ifs. It has accepted the what is. The house is empty, and the ghost is at peace. There is a beauty in the surrender. A dignity in the fading. As you watch the ghost dissolve into the moonlight, feel your own worries dissolve with her. The expectations, the ambitions, the fears. They are all just smoke. They are all just ghosts. Breathe them out into the cold, silver night. Your limbs are feeling incredibly heavy, as if you are being rooted into the marble floor. You are becoming a monument of stillness. The gilded ghost is wrapping her mist around your legs, your arms, your chest. It is a soft, cool, protective layer. It shields you from the noise of the waking world. It shields you from the light of the coming day. You are safe in the embrace of the past. You are safe in the shadow of the giant. The ghost is humming a song now, a song with no words. Just a low, vibrating, honey-like tone. It is the sound of eternity whispering in your ear. The Gilded Age was a performance, but the gilded ghost is the truth. The truth that remains when the lights are out and the audience has gone home. The truth is the silence. The truth is the dark. The truth is the rest. You are sinking into that truth, moving past the stone, past the gold, into the deep, silent, eternal void. There is no more New York. There is no more 1890. There is only the breath. The slow, steady, rhythmic breath of the ghost. And your breath, matching it, beat for beat. The sun is trying to climb the horizon, but here, the ghost has won. The shadows are holding their ground. The night is staying for one more hour, one more year, one more century. You are staying with it. You are the guest of the ghost. And the ghost is a gracious host. She has prepared a bed of velvet and shadow for you. She has silenced the clocks. She has stilled the wind. There is nothing left to do but surrender. Surrender to the night. Surrender to the ghost. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow fade of a ghost into the dawn. 1, 2, 3. The house is silent. The giants are dark. The ghost is at rest. The era is a whisper. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the peace. The gilded ghost has told its story. The night is whole. The dream is complete. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the foyer of the past. Sleep in the arms of the ghost. The night has taken the era. It has taken the gold. It has taken the pain. You are exactly where you need to be. Good night, architect. Good night, princess. Good night, ghost. Good night, dreamer. The dance is over. The sleep is here. The night is yours. The gilded ghost has dissolved into the silver mist of the dawn, and we are left standing in the center of the greatest room of all. The lesson of the ballroom. Imagine this space now, not as it was, filled with 1,000 candles and the rustle of worth gowns, but as it is, a vast, hollow, silent cathedral of memories. The parquet floor, once polished to a mirror shine, is now dull and covered in a thin, gray veil of dust. The music has been gone for a lifetime, but the silence that replaced it is even more profound. Stay with us as we learn the final truth of the Gilded Age and lose ourselves in the slow, rhythmic, eternal stillness of the ballroom. Close your eyes and feel the vastness of the space around you. You are standing in a room built for 1,000 people, but you are alone. The air is still, heavy, and cold. It doesn't move. It feels like water, deep, dark, and quiet. Breathe in the scent of the empty ballroom. It smells of old wax, cold marble, and the faint, metallic tang of the silence itself. There is no perfume here. No smell of champagne or cigars. Only the scent of time, settling into the cracks of the floor. Listen to the sound of your own heart echoing against the distant walls. Thump, pause, thump. It is a slow, steady, lonely rhythm. The ballroom is listening. It is a giant, stone ear, waiting for a sound that will never come. Think of the lesson the floor can teach you. For decades, it was the stage for the most powerful feet in the world. Astors, Vanderbilts, dukes, and princesses. They spun in circles, chasing status, chasing gold, chasing each other. They thought the dance would never end. But look at the floor now. The footprints are gone. The gold leaf has flaked away. The wood has forgotten the weight of the dancers. The lesson is simple, and it is quiet. Everything passes. The dance, the dancer, and the ballroom itself. Only the stillness remains. Feel that stillness entering your feet, moving up through your legs, into your chest. You are becoming as still as the floor. Solid. Calm. Permanent. Breathe with the floor. In and out. In and out. Look up at the ceiling, where the painted gods and goddesses are fading into the shadows. They are looking down at an empty room, and they don't seem to mind. They have seen the rise and fall of empires. To them, the Gilded Age was just a heartbeat. A flash of light in a long, dark night. The lesson of the ballroom is the lesson of perspective. From up there, the diamonds looked like grains of sand. The rivalries looked like the play of children. The gowns looked like cobwebs. Imagine you are floating up toward the ceiling, becoming as small and as distant as the painted clouds. The world below is shrinking. New York is a memory. The century is a whisper. You are drifting in the high, cool, silent air of the rafters. Listen to the rhythmic creak of the floorboards as the building settles into the night. Creak, groan, creak. It is the sound of a giant going to sleep. The ballroom is tired. It is tired of the music. It is tired of the performance. It is happy to be empty. It is happy to be dark. There is a profound beauty in being empty. When you are empty, you can hold the silence. When you are empty, you can hold the peace. Imagine your mind is like this ballroom. Sweep away the furniture of your thoughts. Roll up the carpets of your worries. Blow out the candles of your plans. Let your mind be a vast, hollow, dark, and quiet space. A room with no doors and no windows. Just the stillness. The ballroom teaches us about the nature of light. Once, 1,000 crystals in the chandeliers multiplied the flame of every candle. The room was a sun, burning in the middle of the night. But now, the light is gone. And in the darkness, we see things we couldn't see before. We see the grain of the wood. We see the texture of the stone. We see the truth of the shadows. The lesson is that the light can sometimes blind us. We need the dark to see the soul of the room. We need the silence to hear the lesson. Focus on the dark corners of the ballroom. They are not scary. They are soft. They are deep. They are like velvet blankets, waiting to cover you. You are moving toward the shadows, drifting away from the center of the floor, into the dark, protective, silent edges. Your limbs are feeling incredibly heavy, as if they are made of the same mahogany as the grand doors. You are no longer a dancer. You are a part of the architecture. You are a column. You are a wall. You are the foundation. The lesson of the ballroom is the strength of the silence. It doesn't need to shout to be heard. It doesn't need to shine to be seen. It just is. You are just being. No roles to play. No waltzes to learn. Just the slow, steady, rhythmic breath of a stone giant. HSSSSSSSS. HSSSSSSSS. It is a sound of total surrender. Surrender to the night. Surrender to the stillness. The Gilded Age was a house of cards, but the ballroom is a house of stone. The cards have fallen, the wind has blown them away, but the stone remains. You are the stone. You are the enduring part. The part that survives the glitter. The part that survives the fall. The lesson of the ballroom is that you are enough, even when the room is empty. Especially when the room is empty. You don't need the applause. You don't need the diamonds. You only need the breath. 1, 2, 3. The air is cold, but your heart is warm. A low, steady, internal ember. The shadows are closing in now, wrapping around you like a heavy, silk shroud. They are the final teachers. They teach you how to disappear. How to let go of the I. How to become the all. You are the ballroom. You are the dust. You are the memory. You are the silence. The lesson is finished. The school of the Gilded Age is closed for the night. The doors are locked. The lights are out. There is nothing left to do but sleep. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow pulse of the earth beneath the floor. 1, 2, 3. The house is quiet. The giants are dark. The lesson is learned. The peace is absolute. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the rest. The ballroom of the Gilded Age has reached its final silence. The dream is complete. The night is yours. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the center of the empty floor. Sleep in the arms of the silence. The night has taken the era. It has taken the dance. It has taken the noise. You are exactly where you need to be. Good night, architect. Good night, dancer. Good night, learner. Good night, dreamer. The floor is solid. The sleep is deep. The night is yours. The lesson of the ballroom has been internalized, and the echoes of the dancers have faded into a silence so deep, it feels like the bottom of the ocean. We are moving toward the final layers of this world. The legacy of dust. Imagine a single sunbeam, cutting through the heavy, dark air of the grand library. In that beam of light, thousands of tiny, silver motes are dancing. They are the only things left in motion. They are the pulverized remains of silk gowns, the microscopic fragments of limestone walls, the dried remnants of $1,000 orchid. This is the ultimate inheritance of the Gilded Age. Not gold, but dust. Stay with us as we watch the slow, rhythmic drifting of the past and lose ourselves in the quiet, soft, inevitable surrender of everything that was once magnificent. Close your eyes and imagine you can feel the weight of a single speck of dust landing on your hand. It is lighter than a breath. It is the ghost of a diamond, the shadow of a dream. Breathe in the air of this forgotten room. It is thick, dry, and incredibly still. It smells of old leather bindings, cold ash, and the slow, patient work of time. There is no sound here, not even the ticking of a clock. The dust has filled the gears, silencing the seconds, stopping the hours. Listen to the sound of the silence. It is a soft, muffled, velvet sound. Like a heavy snow falling in the middle of a forest. Shh, shh. The world outside is rushing toward the future, but here, the dust is the king of the present. Think of the dust as a blanket. It is soft, gray, and protective. It covers the jagged edges of the broken marble. It fills the cracks in the mahogany tables. It softens the glare of the remaining mirrors. It is nature's way of tucking the Gilded Age into bed. Imagine your hand moving slowly through the air, creating a small swirl in the dust motes. They move like tiny, silent stars, spinning in a galaxy of gray. There is no hurry in their movement. They drift, they sink, they settle. They teach us the beauty of being still. To be dust is to be finished with the struggle. To be dust is to be free from the weight of the name. Feel that lightness within your own limbs. You are becoming as light as the motes in the air. Floating, drifting, resting. The legacy of dust is the legacy of truth. It tells us that the giants were made of earth, and to the earth they must return. Look at the great stone fireplace. The soot inside is just another form of dust. It once held the heat of 1,000 oak logs, warming the rooms where empires were planned. Now, it is cold and soft. Imagine running your fingers through the ash. It is as fine as silk, as gray as a winter morning. It is a memory of fire, but the fire is gone. Only the peace remains. The dust doesn't remember the heat, it only knows the cool, dark hearth. Let that coolness settle into your bones. A slow, rhythmic, numbing chill that takes away the tension of the day. Listen to the rhythmic thud of a distant door closing, far, far away in another part of the house. Thump, pause, thump. It is a hollow sound, a sound of finality. The dust in the hallway ripples for a moment, then settles once more. The dust is the ultimate architect. It builds its own quiet empires on the tops of the books, on the frames of the portraits, on the keys of the silent piano. It is an empire that doesn't need soldiers or banks. It only needs time. And time is what we have tonight. An endless, dark, stretching sea of time. You are drifting on that sea, a single mote of dust in the vastness of the universe. Small, quiet, and safe. Focus on the velvet curtains. They are so heavy with dust that they no longer look like fabric. They look like stone. Or like the wings of a giant, sleeping moth. If you were to touch them, they would release a cloud of gray mist, a slow-motion explosion of history. Imagine that mist surrounding you now. It is a soft, dry, protective cocoon. It muffles the noise of your thoughts. It blurs the edges of your worries. You are wrapped in the legacy of the Gilded Age, a legacy that has finally found its rest. The dust is a bridge between the living and the dead, between the gold and the gray. It is a place of absolute neutrality. No winners. No losers. Only the dust. Your limbs are feeling so heavy, sinking into the deep, soft, dusty chair. You are becoming part of the room. You are becoming part of the legacy. The tension in your neck is dissolving, flowing out of you like water into the sand. The rhythm of your breathing is matching the slow, slow pulse of the settling dust. In and out. In and out. Each breath is a tiny movement in the air, a small dance of the motes. You are not separate from the world. You are the dust. You are the silence. You are the peace. The limestone giants are just piles of dust waiting to happen. And in that realization, there is a profound, beautiful, total release. The sunbeam in the library is fading now, as the sun moves behind the clouds of the new world. The silver motes are losing their light, becoming invisible in the dark. But they are still there. They are always there. The legacy of dust is eternal. It is the shadow that stays when the light goes out. Imagine the darkness in the library. It is a thick, powdery, velvety dark. It fills the spaces between the shelves, the spaces between the words, the spaces between your thoughts. You are sinking into that dark, disappearing into the gray, safe, silent legacy. The Gilded Age was a house of mirrors, but the dust has covered the glass. Now, there is no more reflection. There is no more looking back. There is only the feeling of being held by the air. The dust is a gentle hand, pressing you down into the bed of history. It is telling you that the work is done. The waltz is finished. The auction is over. The title is paid for. The departure was silent. And the dust is the final word. A word that is not spoken, but felt. A long, sustained, silent note of rest. Your breathing is very slow now. Like the long, slow settling of a mountain into the earth. 1, 2, 3. The house is quiet. The giants are dark. The legacy is settled. You are part of the shadow. You are part of the peace. The dust is your blanket. The dark is your home. You are the mote, you are the beam, you are the silence. The night is not yet over, but the story is reaching its deepest point. The dust is still. The air is frozen. The memory of luxury has turned to a fine, gray powder. And you are the master of this quiet kingdom. There is one more door to open, one final secret to uncover, but for now, let the dust be enough. Let the silence be your guide. Let the night be your sanctuary. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the library of the past. Sleep in the legacy of the dust. The night has taken the era. It has taken the gold. It has taken the noise. You are exactly where you need to be. Good night, architect. Good night, princess. Good night, dreamer. The dust is soft. The sleep is deep. The night is yours. The legacy of dust has settled, every silver mote has found its place on the floor of history, and the grand library is now a tomb of absolute peace. We have reached the end of the corridor. The final silence. Imagine standing before the last set of doors in the limestone giant, heavy, oak doors that lead to nowhere and everywhere. Beyond these doors, there are no more ballrooms, no more gowns, no more empires of steel. There is only the vast, white, eternal void of the night. The Gilded Age has breathed its last, the giants have crumbled into the soil, and the stars themselves have closed their eyes. Stay with us, for one last journey into the heart of the Absolute, and lose yourself in the final, rhythmic, everlasting embrace of sleep. Close your eyes, and feel the weight of the universe as it comes to a rest. It is not a heavy weight, but a soft, comforting pressure, like a thick, down comforter being pulled over your soul. Breathe in the air of the final silence. It has no scent, no temperature, no movement. It is the air of the beginning and the air of the end. It is pure, empty, and perfect. Listen to the sound of the Absolute. It is a sound beyond hearing. A low, subatomic vibration. It is the hum of the earth spinning in the dark, the hum of the stars cooling in the void. You are part of that vibration now. You are the note, and you are the silence between the notes. The doors are opening now, slowly, without a sound. Behind them, there is no room, only the horizon. But it is not the changing horizon of the dawn, it is the permanent horizon of the dream. A place where the light is always soft, always blue, always still. Imagine walking out into that blue. Your feet do not touch the ground, because there is no ground. You are floating in a sea of clouds, made of the pulverized gold and the dust of 1,000 mansions. They are soft beneath you, supporting you, cradling you. You are moving further and further away from the limestone giants, until they are nothing but tiny pebbles on a distant shore. You are free. Truly, finally, free. Think of the architects, the matriarchs, the dollar princesses. They are here too, but they are no longer people. They have become the clouds. They have become the mist. They have shed their names, their titles, and their tragedies. There is no more Vanderbilt, no more Astor, no more Marlborough. There is only the collective breath of the past. HSSSSSSSS. HSSSSSSSS. A long, slow sigh of relief that spans a century. They are at peace, and so are you. The Gilded Age was a fever, a bright, hot, frantic dream. But the fever has broken. The skin is cool. The mind is clear. The night has won, and the victory is beautiful. Listen to the rhythm of the void. It is the slowest rhythm of all. One breath every 100 years. One heartbeat every millennium. You are matching that rhythm now. Your heart is a slow, steady, muffled drum, beating far off in the distance. Thump, pause, pause, thump. You are sinking deeper into the blue, moving past the memory of the Worth gowns, past the weight of the diamonds, past the sound of the auctioneer's gavel. Those things are falling away, sinking into the dark water below like lead weights. You are rising, lighter than a moth's wing, lighter than a ghost's whisper. You are the sky itself. Focus on the darkness at the edge of your vision. It is not an empty darkness. It is a full darkness. It is filled with the dreams of everyone who ever lived in the limestone giant. But the dreams have been washed clean. They no longer have stories. They are just colors, soft washes of violet, indigo, and gray. They are swirling around you in a slow, hypnotic dance. Round and round. No music. No expectations. Just the motion. the motion of a world that has finally stopped trying to be anything at all. You are the motion. You are the dance. You are the dark. Breathe with the colors. In and out. In and out. The final silence is the legacy of the Gilded Age. All that noise, all that gold, all that struggle, was just a journey toward this moment. Toward the realization that the silence was the goal all along. The mansions were built to keep the silence out, but the silence is patient. It waited for the cracks to form. It waited for the dust to settle. It waited for the last lamp to flicker out. And now it has claimed its prize. It has claimed you. And it is the kindest master you have ever known. It asks for nothing. It gives everything. It gives you the night. It gives you the rest. Your limbs are gone now. You cannot feel your arms, your legs, your hands. You are just a point of awareness, floating in the absolute. You are as vast as the ocean, as deep as the earth, as silent as the stars. The tension of being a human being, the tension of having a name and a story, has dissolved. You are the final silence. You are the morning after that never ends. You are the silent departure that has finally arrived. There is no more to be continued. There is only now. And now is a place of perfect, unmoving, eternal peace. The Gilded Age is a book that has been closed and placed on the highest shelf of a library that no longer exists. The ink has turned to dust. The pages have turned to air. The story is finished, but the feeling remains. The feeling of being held. The feeling of being safe. The feeling of being home. You are home now. Not in a limestone palace, but in the heart of the night. The giants are sleeping, and they will never wake up. The architects are at rest, and their pens are dry. The world is still. Your breathing is almost invisible now. A faint, silver thread of life in the vast, blue void. 1, 2, 3. The silence is total. The peace is absolute. The darkness is complete. You are no longer watching the story. You are the story. And the story is a lullaby that never ends. A song of the shadows, for the shadows. You are sinking, drifting, fading into the final, beautiful, everlasting night. The limestone giants have disappeared. The Worth gowns have vanished. The dollar princesses are gone. The Gilded Age is a ghost of a ghost. There is nothing left to say. There is nothing left to hear. There is only the silence. The final silence. Sleep, traveler. Sleep in the heart of the void. Sleep in the arms of the night. You are safe. You are quiet. You are free. Good night, architect. Good night, princess. Good night, dreamer. The night is yours. The silence is yours. The dream is you.